That's my fault. Here I was, thinking I had been ignoring YouTube chat this whole time, like a Chad. I hadn't even been live. I hadn't even been out there on YouTube like that. Ronan, thank you for the 13 months with Prime. Welcome back to the dog home. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. And then Tarnak, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. What's happening today? It's a deck roast day. As it has been every Sunday for the last, calendar year. So I'm going to hit the manual ad break. We're going to set commissions for the coming week live. Reminder that there is only going to be one roast stream this week because I'm heading out of town next Sunday. Aegis, thank you for the 200-bit cheers. So let it be done. Baldentine's Day 1 is coming to a house near me in 2 weeks. Beautiful. Maul, are you on team paperback books or ebooks? I'm by Bookshul. On neither team. I like reading. I think if you already have a lot of screen time in your life, paperback for sure. The screens are poison, definitely. But if it's if the choice is between an ebook and I'm not gonna read the goddamn ebook, bro. What are we, Amish? Please. I like paperbacks for sure. I haven't read the new Dresden Files because I'm gonna get it in paperback as opposed to reading it. I could have had it on an e-reader already, but I don't. Where do audiobooks fit into the equation? I fucking hate audiobooks. Those guys read way too slowly. Here's the thing. Because when I am reading a book, I am always imagining the scene in my head. I can rotate the apple in my head. I do not have aphantasia. So because I'm always imagining book scenes in my head, there are some scenes that I like more and some scenes that I like less. And so my reading pace changes depending on how vividly I want to imagine the scene. An audiobook refuses to let me control that fucking tempo. They're either on a long, languid, loping pace through a bunch of boring shit that I'm speed imagining, and then they're going through the same pace through the stuff that I want to reimagine again and again and again. I hate it. I hate it. Green Skis, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Welcome back to Dog Heaven, my friend. I appreciate that generosity. And then Linus and Blanket, thank you for the bits. Custom card commissions are... There are free entries, Tinfoil Slacks, but it's only on... you have to use Twitch channel points for the free entries. Army Hitch, thank you for the 80 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. That is too bad about your Jeffrey dollar. And Hail Lord Midas, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. So yeah, I don't fuck with audiobooks at all. If I was in... If I was doing something where... Because I saw somebody sound off oh, I'm a truck driver, I love audiobooks. If I was a truck driver, I would probably fuck with them. It's again, book better than no book. However I get that book is better than not getting book. But I don't have a job that mandates that I sit, hey, guess what, guys? I'm your audiobook. Alec, man, we're not going to do them today because we are already overloaded with normal scheduling. Yeah, we're not doing the 3K redeems today. We missed the old music? Hold on. You want me to bump this shit? Is this what you want me to bump, Jaces? Aegis, thank you for gifting a sub to Army Hitch. I appreciate that generosity. Welcome back to Dog Heaven, my friend. Voice, we're doing Commander Deck roasting. I gotta do the manual ad break. We have to set commissions for the coming week live. Alright, commissions. So we're just doing Wednesday this week. Wednesday, Commander Deck roast. 4. Doodles, thank you for the 3 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. How can you get your deck roasted? Couple ways, Oselbill. We're about to set, or actually, did I just do it? Yeah, I just set commissions for the coming week live here, so you can buy a slot to get roasted on stream. I'll post that in YouTube as well. The other way, there's a standing offer. If I'm ever streaming by myself, like I am right now, you can pay you can tip $500, and I'll stop what I'm doing, and I'll roast your deck. Or you can pay $694.20, and my girlfriend and I, as the main character, who's also a Magic content creator, will come and co-roast your deck. Or we raffle off free decks now most streams. Whether or not we do it this stream will depend on timeliness. And then this coming Saturday, we are having a deck roast competition that is free to enter for everybody, no raffle involved. You enter, and then my favorite deck wins $250. So that is another way. Now, the problem, if you want to wait till Saturday, the way the bullet roast stream is going to work is you are disqualified the moment I see something stupid in your deck. Oh, it's only 200? Then it's only 200. Who cares? Listen, Kolos. You're probably gonna have to wait. You're probably gonna have to wait till that stream actually opens to get a hard number out of me. The point is money. Free money. A meaningful amount of money. That's free. What's defined as stupid? I'm not telling you. Drink up, you dehydrated bitch. Thank you, Helios. I'm drinking San Pellegrino today, who has not sponsored the stream for some goddamn reason. Abe Smasher, thank you for the 30 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. When a lot of people ask, I'm not going to. Here's all I'm going to tell you about the bullet roast streams. The qualities that I am looking for in a deck are going to change every time, and I am never telling you what those qualifications are. So all of the people in chat right now who are trying to get some type of reaction out of me by saying like, oh, but what if my deck had Glup Shido? Ah, what if my deck had 10 Glup Shidos? What if my deck was themed around Glup Shido? I'm not giving any of you the satisfaction of knowing whether or not you are correct, and I am going to promise to you now that if you sit on the sidelines because you're afraid of showing off your Glup Shido deck, somebody with a deck of 50 Glup Shidos is going to win when that lines up with the secret qualities I'm looking for. It would be kind of lame for someone to make a deck specifically to win this. That's part of it, like, you can't. That's why I'm not telling you what I'm looking for. If I told you what I was looking for, then yeah, it would probably be a little bit lame. Sorry, that sounds really, because I was about to type up a email response, because the thing, like, we're not even having like a deck building problem at that point. You're having a problem with conservation of energy. Like, the thing you want to do is you want to cheat out a threat, and then you want to ensconce that threat under a cup, under an ice cream man, and then you want to turn that ice cream man into a threat, which effectively means you want more threats per threat than the other decks have, which we can't mathematically do, because however you could create a threat inside another threat pretending to be another threat, your opponents are going to use the same quality of card to just make a better threat than you, and then your threat with the threat inside of it is not scary enough to present the tension that you want. How/where will submissions be out for the Bullet Hell stream? I will probably publish a Google form like 30 minutes before the stream starts. Brackish Brit, thank you for the 30 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. And Blue Jay, thank you for the 7. How quick do you think you would have old Gellered my Xavier Sol deck? That's, again, I can't tell you. Can't tell you. Giving you no, you know? Immediately. Never. 10 cards in. Like, maybe depending on how the first one goes, I may start publishing hints. Mauled, I made a custom card for the bipolar girl I love. Tell me not to show it to her. The fact that you're bringing up the fact that she's bipolar in relation to the custom card makes me feel like that custom card might be crazy insensitive, King. Or Queen, or Regent. I don't know what your gender is. But, like, that worries me. Not a great start. I don't think it's, like, necessarily hateful, but I do, like, It is. You gotta work on that. Life is Shade, the reviews are live. They were live and they sold out already. Cobalt the Kobold, thank you for the 15 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. Any two-headed giant funny commander suggestions? No, I really don't like two-headed giant. I don't enjoy it as a mode. Because, like, here's my problem, Blair. Here's my problem. One, the way you worded that makes me feel like you have not told the girl you love that you love her, which I think like, you don't love her. Disrespectfully. I used to be a very, like... I'm sure you're infatuated. I'm sure you're greatly attracted to this person. But if you are admiring, nay, worshiping somebody from afar, that's not love. That's not love. You don't know them well enough. You don't fucking know. And if you're usually when you make a custom card about a thing, you have to accept that you cannot express the fullness of the thing within that card, and so you focus on something that's really, like, important or defining about it. And as someone who's been diagnosed with bipolar, if somebody was like, yeah, I love you so much, I made this piece of art to represent the core of your being, and they picked the fact that I was bipolar, you've been together for years. That's good. All right, first half of that, out of there. The card's very bipolar coded. I mean, I think that's okay. I think there's a difference between coded and, like... Right, coded and the card is about being bipolar. If the custom card for the bipolar person isn't a flip card, I would be disappointed. See, that's interesting because if somebody made me a custom card that was meant to be bipolar coded and they made it a flip card for that person, I would be like, oh, you don't know anything about me. So I think different strokes for different folks. It could still be funny. Like, oh, they're bipolar. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type thing. Definitely very obvious joke. But if somebody, like, gave that to me as a, like, artistic representation of their care for me, I would be offended. 100%. It's not gonna, like, ruin, like, I'm not gonna tweak about it, it's not gonna ruin my day, but it would very much communicate to me, like, oh, you don't actually see me. But I think that's different person to person to person. So I'm gonna leave it at, Blair, the way you worded that worries the fuck out of me, dog, but best of luck. Isn't Mr. Hyde about alcoholism? No, it's about being addicted to the One Piece trading card game. Dark Oasis, thank you for the 7 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. Racking my brain to parse down my first honest attempt at a Jeskai bracket 4 deck and killing all the cute cards that don't bring me joy with hammers. Yeah, It's it's tough. Oh, we do have to set the non-streamed reviews live for the week, which is what Jade was probably talking about because I'm a fucking idiot. All right, Commander deck reviews not streamed. We're doing 7 again. Bro, imagine if you made a card based on someone's incontinence or missing leg. That's what made a card based on her being bipolar sounds like to me. Yeah! Yeah, that's it! I made a custom magic card for you based off that time you shit yourself in first grade. Kiss me now. AMA question, do your legs hurt? An embarrassing amount, Akronos. Thank you for participating in the AMA. A tired veteran, thank you for subscribing at tier 1 for 6 months in advance. Welcome to the dog home for the next half a year. Hey Maldhound, you said that Korvold is a commander that can't be built for bracket 2. Are there other examples of commanders like that? I personally think Shuray is a commander that if you build semi-competently isn't bracket 2. I think... So here's my beef. I now worry that I'm becoming too good at deck building to have as good a read on this. Because when I was very new to the game and I was getting into it, it felt pretty obvious. But I think the trick here is defining what is semi-competently. Like what, right? Because that's the ticket. Because like Voja, if you build this semi-competently, absolutely yes. If you build this semi-competently, which I'm just defining as like you put elves in it. If you build Vivi semi-competently, which I'm just defining as like you put non-creature spells in it. But based on all the decks I've seen out of you guys, and I've seen for like roastings and people have purchased reviews for, and a lot of people will try to just like send me decks to get me to do a video on them. And some of y'all build really bad shit. Some of y'all build some tough shit. Some of y'all do not know what a mana curve is. I made a card that is your crystallized essence. You know how you kind of walk weird? Yeah. I made a custom magic card to represent my love for you. It's named Bow-Legged Benny. AMA question, how do I start actually like doing walks or runs? I just don't know how to get started in caring about myself enough to do it. That is a tough one. I think to create that self-sustaining internal motivation, you have to get back in touch with the things you want out of life. If you currently feel like you don't care about yourself, or you currently feel like you don't care about, you know, fitness or any of the other benefits that can come with, like, whether it's running, walking, physical exercise of any kind, I've never found that to actually be the condition of a person's psyche, but I've persistently found it to be the condition of having to silence those thoughts within yourself because they are too painful to face. Like when I was dealing with my alcoholism, which I still deal with, but when I was, you know, admitting that I had a problem and quitting the sauce, as it were, a lot of the issue was if I admitted that I cared about myself, and if I admitted what I wanted, it did not feel like this joyous motivational thing. It felt like, oh, that means I have to face all the ways I've failed myself for like years and years and years. And I think that's a really big and difficult hurdle to get over. I think meditation's pretty good for it. If you don't want to make it that deep, the easiest thing to do is give yourself little rewards for doing it, right? You can Pavlov yourself. Like there is I'm going to go up on a mountain, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to get in touch with what I actually want out of my life, and then I'm going to go get it. And then there's also just like, I get a cookie if I walk 2 miles. Both work, unfortunately. It's like, in some cases, the cookie works even better. Other things you can do, pick somebody else to have accountability with. I think some of the toughest parts is when it's just you doing it. It's much more reliant on you being in touch with what you actually want. If you because at the end of the day, you're an adult, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Which means that if you try to set up this like reward scheme in which you get the cookie, or you let yourself like play more video games, or you go buy yourself like a soda or something, your brain knows deep down, I could just get the soda anyway. The fuck? I mean, depending on soda prices, you might have to steal it. So the reward scheme, it can be very, very hard to set up. I think I'm trying to figure out how to articulate a thought I had while I was running. While I was running this morning, because I haven't run in a long time. I've been kind of good about walking. Z and I have been going to the gym, a couple times a week, but I haven't like run in a long time. And when I've run like a mile or a mile and a half just to remind myself that running is like a motion that I can do. This is the longest run I've done in a minute, and I think like 2 miles in, I was horrendously tired. I was like, this is awful. I wasn't even running fast. I was running 10-minute miles. I was straight jogging. And I was like, this is horrible. I really want to stop. I really don't want to do this anymore. And I remember thinking to myself, well, what actually feels bad about this? And within like 15 seconds of asking myself that question, I felt way better. Like I think with running, with exercise, a lot of the actual bad feeling is just what we've been conditioned to tell ourselves about effort. Because I had the thought about like, I'm gonna check in with my body. What actually feels bad now? And I realized what felt bad is that I was trying to dissociate and just wait out the 30 minutes so that it could be done. Like the avoidance of it was the only thing that felt bad. And when I had the explicit thought of what feels bad, and I started thinking about how my legs feel, and I started thinking about how my lungs felt, I just like breathed a little deeper. I slowed down a little bit, and I went from feeling like I was cratering to feeling like I was having a pretty good time. And so when you do get yourself to do some type of physical exercise, I would think about it that way. I would be really in tune with your body, and this is gonna sound corny as fuck, but I swear to God it works. As much as you can, think about how grateful you are that you get to do this. How amazing it is that by just going for a run, magically, in 6 months, you're gonna love yourself more. Like by going for a run that day, you're gonna be calmer. Right? By swinging my legs around for half an hour, the rest of my day is going to be calmer. I'm going to feel more able to do the things I want to do. I'm going to feel less anger. Like, my hips are going to feel looser. I think that's the weird thing about it, is it really is that easy and it really is that good. How do we overcome muscle cramps from jogging, though? More water, more salt, more potassium, warm up, run slower, stretch after. That's it. I can't cycle. Lightning Lodell cycling's also good. I can't cycle because it makes my dick go numb. Sucks. Do you think it would be feasible to have a live roast for either version after all the back and forth? I feel like we might be too deep in the soup. How long did the 3 miles take? It took like half an hour. I was running like 10-minute miles. That's a bike seat issue? No, I've tried like 10 again. But so people who were like, "What do you mean 10-minute miles are slow?" I'm a former Olympic hopeful. Okay? I'm not LeBron. But I'm used to being able to do like 5 point something minute miles when I'm like running hard. And so doing like a little about like half that speed. As someone who suffers from feet not working syndrome, what's your advice? Feet not working syndrome is really broad. Can you give me any more? Can you give for feet not working syndrome, swim. You're gonna swim slowly because you can't kick as good if your feet no work. But swimming still works. He has turbo arthritis. Swim. I thought you just ran well for cross country in high school. No, I was a rower the whole time. Yeah, 5-minute miles at like 220 body weight, by the way. Keep that in mind. I used to be in shape. I used to be very in shape, and I'm still like, I'm like a normal guy now. What if my feet don't work and I'm allergic to water? Swim. God said it's your time. That's Darwin, bro. That's not on me. Hell yeah, Salem. Oh right, where do you rank rowing for cardio compared to running / incline walking? Ben, it's really hard because rowing is so much easier to do incredibly wrong, to a degree that totally changes the type of workout it is. Like, you can have somebody who does, like, I don't run good. My running mechanics are not clean, but I can run, get my heart rate up, and cover distance. Some people can do it faster or not faster. Most people, when they get on a rowing machine, which is one of these, they like curl into a fucking mantis shrimp if a mantis shrimp couldn't produce power, and then they just kind of slide back and forth in a way that barely has any resistance on the handle. Like, I've seen people, the rowing machine has a like calories per hour setting that you can look at, and I have seen people just like flying back and forth, like honking on it, and they're at like 200 calories an hour in terms of the rate of like force production. And for For rowers, your warm-up pace is 1,000 calories an hour. Like that's like the standard for how much force you need to be producing to be like warming up for a workout. And right, 200 an hour is baseline human existence. Yeah, because they're just like they're not actually putting resistance on it. They're doing, like, for some people, this is their rowing machine workout. See how there's no weights in my hands? Sorry. See how I don't have any weights on here? I'm just kind of doing it. That's their rowing machine. That's their rowing machine workout. If like, yeah, it's like I'm gonna bench press today. I can't handle it, bro. It makes me so mad. I don't understand how to mechanically row effectively. More legs, less legs. Mechanically rowing effectively is doing a power clean. That's it. Like you lean further forward on a rowing machine than you do when you're doing a power clean. But like, if you want to know how to be rowing effectively, look at people who are doing like Olympic lifts. I don't. So pretend I have a bar in my hands. You're down here on the floor, right? You straighten your legs, pull in, you pull in. And so what a lot of people do wrong is you see them go up on the rowing machine, they like tense their arms like this. Try to, like, however much you can power clean, whether you can power clean 100 pounds or 400 pounds, try to power clean 400 pounds where you start like this, motherfucker. You can't do it. Like, some people have a little bit of natural arm bend at like the Olympic level of weightlifting, but nobody's like, I'm gonna start up here. Yeah, that means I got it. That means I got it, bro. Like, you have to let your legs and hips do the work. The best way it was ever expressed to me, and this worked for pretty much all of my PRs, was when you warm up on the machine, when you warm up on this machine, they have straps on it. You see how this, oh my god, where the fuck is the photo? Bro, no, not link, open image. So you see how this nice gentleman has his feet strapped in? You don't strap your feet in. You take a stroke with your arms straight. You just like extend your legs and then lean back your hips, however much your layback angle is. And when you finish that, your like feet are gonna pop off a little bit because you have weight going backward. And the cue that I got taught was, when you warm up, do that, and then your arms are just there to keep your foot on the foot plate. Like, that's what the pull of your arms is doing. It's finishing the stroke off, and it is sort of catching and utilizing all of that backwards momentum you already have, and then it's just getting you back up to the front again. And that's what everybody does wrong, is they try to, like, because they're holding the handle with their arms, they try to initiate and accelerate the stroke using their arms. And you have to initiate and accelerate it with your legs. You have to initiate and accelerate the stroke with your hips, and then you finish the stroke off with your hands. And you have like a pretty forceful finish there. And then you're just back to the next one. Yeah, you fucking children. AMA, are you training for a race of some kind? No, I'm training to be sexy again. I'm training to be sexy again. Because there was like, you know what's done it? You know, it's so corny that's been that's been motivating me to do it is Z and I have started rewatching Solo Leveling, and I just had the thought of like, fuck man, it actually is that easy to be in shape. God damn it. Because I've been in my head so much about like, oh, when do we have time to go to the gym? Oh, like, should I go walk today? How much should I walk today? How much should I break those walks up? Like, oh, what should I do for calisthenics today? Like, oh my god, like, what do I have to do for stretching? And then we were watching Solo Leveling, and I just had the thought of like, you know, it really is that easy. Like we are all, every single human on the planet is the fucking Solo Leveling protagonist. Fuck, man. Did I miss the $20 review slots? They went live a little bit ago. They are all sold out. What is up, Epic Cannon Fodder? How you doing? Opinion on rope pull-down machines for cardio. I haven't really used them. I used them once when I was having back problems, and I used them to like train my lats, and they're not great cardio, but they're decent exercise. Like your heart rate will be up a little bit. So if you just like them, fuck yeah, do it. Fuck yeah, do it. Fuck yeah, do it. My inspiration is usually Guts from Berserk went through worse. Why should I quit? You know what's been I really like ironic inspiration. Bless you, baby. I really like ironic inspiration. And what's been getting me recently is that my Insta feed has been flooded with all these memes that are like, when you're about to quit, and then you remember Young Thug said, horses don't stop, they keep going. And then it's a bunch of like Photoshop memes of horse heads onto really buff guys at the gym. Horses don't stop, man. They keep going. Horses don't stop, man. Have we ever seen a picture of peak rowing mold? No, you have not. And the thing is, I was never like, I think if I am like 1 year of consistent working out away from looking better than I ever did when I rode. Because when I rode, my concern was never aesthetics. Like I was never doing like incline chest press. I was never doing like shoulder shrugs to get my traps big. I was never really doing like that much bicep work or tricep work. It was like, how do I deadlift and clean the most weight possible? And then how do I do as much cardio as possible? Like my training as a rower was like 15 to 20 hours a week of cardiac training, and then like 2 to 3 hours a week of strength training. It was That's gotta be a joke. Are you talking about Tropers thing? What do you mean this customer's email was flat earth first name numbers at domain? I want to go home right the fuck now. You're allowed to go home. Is there a gym machine or workout you are a professional hater of? Professional hater. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think if there's a machine I just don't like use at all. I'm too enlightened, bro. I wanna like dunk on people who do like stupid workouts, but no workout is stupid. If you're moving your body in a good way, that's great. That's awesome. You're improving your life. See, I'm too happy because I went for that run. Oh, I don't like the elliptical. Hurts my... I wouldn't say I'm a pro hater, but I never do the elliptical because they hurt my hips. What about that one dude in the elastic bands flinging himself around? That's good for you. Sorry to say, that guy's right. I hate to break it to you. There's, yeah, band work. Band work is really, really good. Band work is great. Putting yourself off balance is great. Like, off balance band work is more applicable to our daily lives than deadlifting. Like, you should deadlift too. But like a lot of the like weird band shit probably has more to do with like you not getting into a trip and fall accident when you're 50 than getting your deadlift PR 10 pounds heavier does. Yeah, elliptical, because there was a while where I still have very bad back pain, but I was trying to work through my really bad back pain for rowing, and I was trying out a lot of different cardio options. And the elliptical was one of the only ones that I just could not do. Elliptical would ruin my back. Do you feel training lats helps with back pain? Not at all. Stretching my lats helps a little bit. If I want to lose belly fat, where's a good starting point to cut it down a bit? The hard line is always stop drinking calories. Boss, not to be the fun police, but we've redacted because I banned you. Redacted because I banned you for being the fun police. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, we'll get into it after I answer these questions. And now, understand, I say that with a smoothie on my desk right now that I am drinking because it's tasty. I am not saying you should never drink calories or that drinking calories is always like super bad for you. If you are really struggling with losing weight and you're like going a little bit crazy, as I have gone at times, always just stop drinking calories. Easiest fucking thing. Stop drinking calories. Pay attention to the shit you put in your mouth. It's that easy. What happens if we don't drink calories and just eat all of them? I think that should be covered by pay attention to the shit you put in your mouth. Like if you just go, God, man. There was one buff guy on Instagram who gave like the most hardest hitting advice ever. Cause somebody, he's not like bodybuilder Jack, but he's like pretty lean, pretty strong. And somebody asked him a question like, oh man, how do you always stay so lean? And he did a video where he was like, listen, man, people got full lives. We gotta work jobs. Some of us have kids to raise. There will be many times where you are too busy to work out. You are never too busy to stop eating. And there's nuance to that when it comes to like, hey, don't let your blood sugar levels drop dangerously low. Like, don't starve yourself. But somebody was like, how do you stay so lean? He was just like, when I feel fat, I stop eating. I stopped doing it. And that's like from a position of privilege because he doesn't have any, like his life is set up broadly the way he wants. He can time his meals when he wants them to. He doesn't have conditions that mandate that he eats a certain way or eats at certain times. But like, it was so funny to me. Yeah, and then there's if you eat unprocessed stuff, it'll just broadly be easier. Like if you if like if the only food available to us was like eggs, chicken, vegetables like broccoli, carrots, and apples, I think like 70% of 70% of people who have trouble losing weight would no longer have trouble losing weight. Food addiction's tough though. Imagine being addicted to cocaine, but you must relapse daily or you die. Of course it is. It's very, very tough. Yeah, you definitely don't have to make yourself miserable, but those are kind of the two things that help me the most if I really want to lose weight. Is I'm like, I stop drinking calories, and then what am I eating that is not a whole food? That's it. I still season shit. I still put sauce on shit, but it's like, I don't know, man. Did I eat a donut or did I eat eggs for breakfast? Also, Poisoned Reasoning, thank you for the 65 streams in a row. Welcome to the dog park. We are going to get into it. So the order for today, we have Tarnek, who signed up for Wednesday and then lied. We have Terrence, Babadook, Troper, and Lightning Lodell. If I have missed any of you, let me know. The order is going to be as I just said it. What about people who eat midnight cheese over the sink? I eat midnight cheese over the sink, dog. I'm people. I assume by not drinking calories, you mean alcohol? I mean any liquid calorie. That's like soda, smoothies, like a latte. Coffee creamer doesn't count? I'm ashamed to say it does. I'm ashamed to say it does. Yeah, like that's the thing too. I still have midnight cheese. Cheese is a whole food, bro. You can't catch me on that. Yeah, black coffee I don't think has calories. Or I don't think it has meaningful calories. I think it has negligible calories. And then... Okay, again on the order, I'm calling out for Tarnek, Terrence, Babadook, Troper, Lightning Lodell. Alright, Lodell's here. Vasian, thank you for the Twitch follow. Terrence is here. Troper is here. We need Tarnak, and we need Babadook. But yeah. I'm not really on meal timing. Like I personally enjoy having a smaller number of bigger meals than I do having a shitload of tiny meals. But like if I get my calories for the day wrong and I'm super hungry, I'm eating cheese over the sink, bro. Sawyer writes, y'all, thank you for the 5 months at tier 1. Welcome back to the dog home. No Babadook in chat. Alright, what about Tarnak? They subbed earlier today. Also, Triple Mango Threat, thank you for the Prime sub for the 15th month in a row. Everyone say hi to the YouTube editor if you haven't already. Yeah, Tarnak was here 50 minutes ago. Tail Solos, yeah, this is a magic stream. I just vamp for a long time because I like it. I love watching those shorts where they're like, this is my one secret to losing weight, and they eat a whole watermelon every morning like a psychopath. Yeah, that'll do it. It'll keep you full. It's what plants crave, bro. Okay, Tarnak is here. Beautiful. Then I think we just get into it with Tarnak and we see And if Babadook isn't there by their time in line, we skip them. All right, with no further ado, we are looking at Tarnex, the Curse of Wisdom. I want to put a curse on all my opponent's houses. Okay, I'm with that. Very like the fall of the House of Usher. Shiko and Narset. All right. Oh, hold on. I'm not recording. For Mango. Okay, back at it with, what was it? The Curse of Wisdom. And we are running the Jeskai, Shiko, and Narset. I see Twinning Staff already. So we have played a little bit of Genshin Impact. Tags are cut off. Yeah, that's why you don't use Architect. That's what happens. I'm opening the link you give me. If Architect can't manage your fucking tags, fucking deal with it. All right, a curse upon your houses. So we have 13 curses. If a source would deal damage, deal double. Can't cast more than one spell each turn. They draw 2 additional cards. They discard their hand. I make a treasure. They mill 2. Okay, so we kind of have... we have a little bit of a coughing baby nuclear bomb situation happening here. Nightly Hunt, they attack each turn. All right, we're moving the game forward. Unbinding, we flip a creature card from their deck onto our battlefield. That's pretty hot. Verbosity, we get some card draw. Vitality. Another, like a 4th coughing baby curse has hit the deck list. Perfect. Oh, this is one evil. This one makes them lose the game, right? Yeah, you have a 3-turn clock until you die. All right, I like that one. Brother. Brother. This is like... It feels like I'm in a fucking Fallout game and I'm like clearing an old military field and I've made it into their weapons hangar and I'm seeing like nuclear missile launchers and then like a fucking baby rattle that somebody else left in there. How does it... Maddening Hex, dude? Maddening Hex into Overwhelming Splendor? We gotta pick a lane. We are multi-track drifting through fucking traffic right now. Combos with Curse of Obsession. Combos! You understand that like the turn, like after the first turn of this happening, the combo you're talking about is they draw 2, they probably cast 1 spell, they discard a card, and then oh my god, they have to mill 1. I'm losing it. I mean, it combos with Curse of the Bloody Tome. We can make them mill 4. We can make them mill 4 every turn. Then they're done, bro. All right, Storm of Saruman. Sure. So these are our other ways to copy stuff. Great. AI artists are in shamble. Second spell, draw a card. Wait a double spell, second spell. All right, so we got some second spell payoffs. We have some terrible cantrips to get our double spells going. And then a little bit more card draw. Dollar Tree Sales Bin. Here are our... So here's the line, everybody. If you were not aware of the Shiko and Narset CEDH line, what you're gonna do is you need Shiko and Narset and Twinning Staff on the table. And then you need Alisei Leveler in play. Then what you can do is you can cast Ponder, and then for 2 mana, you can go Ponder, Curse of the Bloody Tome. You'll put it on all 3 players, and then if you wait a whole turn, you can do Preordain into Fraying Sanity. Everybody's milling 4 every turn. Bro, what are we talking about? This is like... I don't know if JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has fodder characters, but this is like the JoJo stand of a guy who gets hit by a Honda Civic two minutes into episode 1. Now some of these are fucked up and evil, which is, I think, maybe contributing to any problems you're having with this deck, is like, if you do Twinning Staff, Shiko, and Narset, Overwhelming Splendor everybody, you win. You win. You, like, fucking game, bro. You got them. Everything you play from here on out is a 1/1 with no abilities. Like, absolutely. I get maddening hex on everybody. Oh, you cast a mana rock, roll a d6 and move it around. Like, I'm having motherfuckers play Rush Hour. No. Game. Images. That's what we're doing with maddening hex. We've got nuclear warfare with Overwhelming Splendor, and then we have, yeah, you have to play Rush Hour and take 2 damage every time you cast a non-creature. I think your support creatures I've seen so far, these all make perfect sense. We want to be double spelling, so we want to cost reduce. I'm just a little bean, definitely. What in the fuck, man? Blazing Archon? This has to be a cry for help. This has to be a cry. Like, creatures can't attack you, sure. This is 9 mana in Jeskai. You have no, there is not a forest in sight. This is, like, this man is the mascot of high school football teams that can't make it past fucking sectionals. Like, I'm getting, hold, I'm, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are the Archons. What do? We stand in the corner and hope we don't lose. Yeah! And then you fucking lose! I can't take it, Tarnek. I can't take the nonsense. I can't take it. All right, and then we have a million ghostly prison effects because we're terrified. We're terrified. You'd be surprised how easily that guy gets out. Brother, Brother, you'd be shocked how often I chain Felwar Stone into Arcane Signet. I'm dipping chicken nuggets you can't conceive of. I looked at this. I looked at this shit. You have 5 things that cost reduce the second spell you cast. Now, you said, I'd like to make this deck a lower bracket. I'm very happy to tell you, job done. If a key play pattern of your deck right now is Blazing Archon comes down quicker than people expect because of Alisei Leveler, you have 30 acres of land in bracket 2. You have 30 acres of land in bracket 2 right now. All right, you got cash crops. You're growing corn there. The funds for hexing, sure. Making little guys, okay. It looks bracket 2 in terms of the lack of game changers. But if our concern is we want it to be, like, I think there's a play pattern problem for sure. Regardless of what bracket we're in. We have lands. I can't read any of these bro. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't have to put up with this. I don't have to put up with this. All right, playtest. Hell yeah, we got preordained. We have 1 land. We free mulligan. We have 2 lands. You'd be surprised at how quickly I get this guy out. Man. Okay. We go down to 6. Okay, I have lands, I have ramp, I have a guy I like. Yeah, we can try to keep this. I think we dump the very hopeful Reliquary Tower. We Evolving Wilds maybe for like a blue. We have Command Tower, so it doesn't, is there anything? I typed blue in. We get that out. We shock this in just to do it. Is this guy worth curving out with? No, second spell benefit. We Mind Stone. We Command Tower. We Shiko and Narset. We play this. Alright, big ups. We play this. We need the white here, the blue here. Holy fuck. Draw a card, make a 1/1. I don't know what types of 1/1s this guy's making. But we now have 2 opponents with Fraying Sanity on them. Hell yeah. Now we have a Mana Rock, which is tight. So we can go Mana Rock. Whatever. I tap in the way that makes this work. So we do Faithbound Judge. We can't copy this because it's not targeting anybody. We get to draw 2, right? Yeah, we get to draw 2 and we make a guy. Sick as. We hit our land drop for turn later. We hit this land drop. I mean, Open the Armory almost definitely has to go get go get Overwhelming Splendor. We have 8 mana available to us. So we're short on Splendor. We can't like... I mean, I guess we can OG, because we just like this guy. Or, well, depending on the situation on board, we can OG into Chaos Warp to copy it, or we can Chaos Warp into OG to draw more cards. We either get double Chaos Warp, or we get an extra card out of this. I'll say we probably double Chaos Warp turn 7. We get to draw a card from them. We get to make a 1/1. Wait, it can only block flyers! Wait. I was at least thinking like, hell yeah, jump blockers, baby. Hell yeah. Nope. We got birds handled. Dinosaurs, they're eating our ass. Okay, great. And now we have Curse of Obsession. So now we go to our next turn. We play a tap land. We go Open the Armory to get Overwhelming Splendor. And then we Curse of Obsession. So 2 players are now obsessed curse style. We get to draw a card, we get to make a 1/1. Oh, true, we could Chaos Warp our own 1/1s. Okay, and now we get Mana Geyser. So we're gonna hold up our white pips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mana Geyser, Overwhelming Splendor. Now we get to take 2 people out of the game. We get to draw a card from Jori. We get to make this. We can flicker something, but we don't have any good flicker targets. Or I guess we get to like draw 2, scry 2 is also. Hell yeah, bro. Maddening Hex. It's gonna look like I'm getting these motherfuckers hence. Okay. So this is definitely a solid bracket 2 deck. I think the problem that I'm seeing here, Tarnek, is that we are a stacks deck. We have basically nothing that is proactive to do. All of our bombs are things like Sarah's Emissary or Blazing Archon, like our very, very expensive shit, is stuff that does not really help us win. It's just stuff that tries really hard to make sure we don't lose. And then the way we seek to win is eventually you guys are only going to have 1/1s, and then my board of tremendously shitty guys will be able to kill you, which is a strategy that like works very, very poorly at bracket 2. And so I think the two paths I would recommend to you for confession, for penance, is if you want us to stay bracket 2, we need to add in way, way more proactive things we can do. Like, I think the most proactive thing we have in the deck is Cosmogran Zenith and Eris, like these two. So if we want the deck to be bracket 2, these guys should be more of the focus. Do have more creatures that do things like this, have more clone spells so that you can make multiple of them, have more card draw, or have better card draw spells so that we can get to these guys faster. Like, that's the type of thing. And if you want to go like Overwhelming Splendor, that is a bracket 3 deck. That is a bracket 3 deck where you have more tutors, you have more interaction. We drop the curses that are dog shit. The curses that I would say are dog shit are Bloody Tome for sure, Vitality for sure, Fraying Sanity for sure, Maddening Hex for sure. Storm of Saruman is not dog shit, but it's really inefficient. Like, that's the type of thing where we trim those out. We either get more card selection or we get more interaction. Because I think that whole playtest, we had like nothing to say about anything bad that happens ever. You played a good creature, my balls are exploding. You played a really powerful instant and sorcery, my balls are exploding. You're board wiping me specifically, my balls, again, explosion noises, Civil War reenactment, big mustaches. And one of those two things has to change. If we want to be the reactive control player, you definitely can, but we got to fully commit to that. And if you want to be the proactive double spell guy, you got to do more things that commit stuff to your board and less stuff that is just like, I'm going to sit back and wait and wait and wait, and then eventually I'm going to do this big thing that doesn't even win, but kind of establishes that I will inevitably beat you. The other thing that is kind of heat for this deck, to have the second spell synergy work better, what about foretell plot cards? That's how losers think, Mephistorian. You're trying to pay for spells. Where's this motherfucker? I forgot his name. We've been through this a few times. This is the shit that you do for Shiko and Narset. If you want to be twin spelling, you don't try to like change, because if you do Ponder and Opt and Preordain, what you have to do is you have to draw all of these motherfuckers every single time you want to double spell, and you have to draw a new one every time you want to double spell. But there's like, I think there's around 10 options you have in Jeskai for a 1-drop that bounces itself at end of turn, which means you never don't have it. Don't you need to cast it? Yeah, and you can easily, because every turn this will go back to your hand, and then you spend 1 mana and you get so it's like Mark of Fury, Reinforced Ronin, 1 mana, return to hand at end of turn. I'm trying to see if there's a tag for this. Self bounce, yeah. Bounce self, mana value 1, commander, Jeskai, Fleeting Effigy, Glitterfang, Mark of Eviction. Reinforced Ronin. Wingspan Stride doesn't do it for 1. But yeah, we have multiple options for 1 or 2 mana that just lets you fucking get it. So I would really recommend checking these out. Whether you go bracket 2 or bracket 3, I think they are a much more reliable way than trying to hit these cost reducers and then like cantrips on top of it. Because then we can just go like, oh, well, for 4 mana, I can draw 4. That's good. That's a good ass rate. Like you get access to a lot of really, really cool tricks when you are no longer chained to playing cost reducers and playing things like Opt and Ponder, because you know that you always have your second spell for 1 mana. It's so sick. I cannot recommend it enough. So for the deck as it currently is, Tarnek, because I know you had to jump to do errands. I think right now this is just very monkey in the middle. I see some very cute stuff. I see some stuff that is very, very good, and I see some stuff that is completely ineffectual and is only connected to the deck via word cloud. It's only connected to what you want to do because, oh, well, I said I wanted to do curses. This is a curse. Maybe you have one friend that like really, really hates mill, but mill is one of those things where if you are not going all in on it and you don't have a way to capitalize on it immensely, I kind of hate running it. And so, yeah, I think you choose whether Splendor is the hero or whether Cosmogrand, Zenith, and Eris are the heroes. And if Cosmogrand and Eris are the heroes, go proactive bracket 2 deck. If you want like Splendor, Exhaustion, Bloodletting to be the heroes, we have to go hardcore bracket 3 deck, and a lot of the cute stuff has to die so that we can actually interact with the board state. I think 35 lands is okay. We've got a lot of draw. We were hitting our land drops in those playtests. All right, we're going to the manual ad break, and then it's time for Terrence. Tarnek, thank you very much for submitting. Tail Solos, thank you for the tier 1 Twitch sub. Welcome to the dog home. Oh, and then Glyph asked a personal question, but now they're in. Yeah, they're going back to YouTube chat so I can actually answer them. When was that bulletless thing you were talking about the other day, Maul? It's on Saturday. Rakeser09, thank you for the Twitch follow. So Glyph, it's really just I hadn't had it on in a while, and I'm A/B testing. Do more people like it than dislike it, or do more people dislike it than like it? That's it. Wriggles PK, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. How does one get a deck review? Couple options. We set commissions for sale earlier this morning at the beginning of this stream. The other way is you can pay $500 to get your deck instantly roasted. You can pay $694.20 to have Z and I co-roast your deck. And then we are having a deck roast tournament this coming Saturday where it's free to enter, no raffle, no nothing. You show up, you get in. We are going to have a time limit on how long I spend reviewing. And then if we can find the... and then most popular deck gets a cash prize. Strongly dislike literally makes me nauseous. All right, how about the other track? Is that better? Are you doing the one free roast in a stream, or is that a one-time thing? We're going to do the other freebie today if we get through everybody's decks quickly. We got through Tarnek's relatively quickly, which is a good sign. This is totally fine. That's so interesting. Ba, 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 ba. Is Saturday entry day of or pre-submitted? Day of. There's going to be a Google form that gets set live about 30 minutes before we start reviewing. All right, let's move on to Terrence's deck. They have sent in a spooky deck. This deck just wants a sack of weapons, a handful of warriors, and a sense of relentless rage to instill overwhelming combat pressure to destroy the realms of gods and men. Kratos, the Fall of Olympus. Death can have me when it earns me bracket 3. That looks pretty cool. We have mono red Kratos. Blade of Olympus. I love it. I love it. All right, so we're doing at the beginning of each player's end step, Kratos deals damage to that player equal to the number of creatures that player controls that did not attack this turn. Blades of Chaos, Basilisk Collar, then Fire and Ice, Hearth and Home. Sick. My enemies will know pain. We have Aki Battle Squad, which I'm not so sure they will. Bloodthirster, Combat Celebrant, Dragonhawk. He's 2 power? Okay, yeah. Dracuseth. Hey, it's good to have dreams. Fiery Emancipation, for sure. Karlach, great. Morag. Alright. Sawhorn, sure. Scourge of the Throne, I like that. I don't remember when he did this in the games. I remember a power up, definitely. I don't remember when he got blonde and a snatched waist and big like Nike fleeks. Super State's funny as fuck. All right, 38 lands is good. Punching gold out of random chests and random faces. Okay, I love that. That's very, very good. That's not true. All right, this one is just a terrible... It's just Spartan Rage. Yeah, I do remember Spartan Rage looking like this. I remember him becoming gold, tiny, and a hedgehog. Anyway, this guy fucking sucks. The rest of these, greedy as hell, but okay. Kratos' Pit Crew. All right. Ooh, I love this for the Dropnir Spear. I love fuck Thor indeed. Them goons in the back waiting for a reason. Punching red orbs out of enemies. So we have a little bit of impulse draw. Some card draw, some card draw, some card draw, some card selection. Random side quests. I love that. Literal Fall of Olympus. Hell yeah. Lore accurate healing factor. That's sick as hell. The devil on my left shoulder. The devil on my right shoulder. Both of these are perfect. Lore accurate King of the Titans. Listen, this deck's great, right? You did send it in as bracket 3, and it is feeling a little bit story mode, okay? I just gotta put that out there right now. Fear him? I'm not sure I do! What does he even do? Another creature enters, and we can stack onto this guy. Hell yeah. Your defenders are pointless. Oh, why'd you bring Terry into this shit? Terry's gonna die. Alright, 1 mana. We can make something a coward. Alright, cowards can't block warriors. Great. Great. I gotta be honest, I have massive doubts. I love the theming. Every single flavor pick I'm down with. I feel like your enemies are only gonna know the pain of a stub toe. Yeah, if we get Gornog, if we land Gornog or even Inti, best deck ever. But I feel like if we don't land Gornog, Inti, or one of our equipments... Alright, one land. I'm gonna free mulligan. Okay, we have Raban and Buster Sword. We're doing it. We're doing it. Raban. Kratos. Bam bam, I hit you. Buster Sword. We go to combat. We free equip. He's a 5/6 with double strike. Oh my god. Alright, if we connect, we draw a card. Dolmen Gate. If we connect, we draw a card. Descent? MLP, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home for the 16th month in a row. Dog. Fate used to be believable. Come on. Alright, next turn. Yeah, now we just hose everybody. Death Touch and Lifelink. We have like treasures too. I mean, I guess we can gamble for something. What do we even want? Scourge of the Throne? Yeah, we don't have Vigilance. Yeah. Hamlet back, of course. Of course, yes, Hamlet back. I think Karlach costs like one less. So I used my 2 treasures for Collar and Gamble. Oh, I can Karlach. I'll say you discard this for the purposes of understanding how good the deck is. Oh, to Super State. Oh, my fault. Good golly gosh, my fault. How could I go get the extra combat spell and not Super State? I think for Super State, we have to hold back Basilisk Collar. But if we hold back Basilisk Collar, spend all our treasures, we now have a base 9/9. So they're a 12/11 with double strike, and every time they hit, they deal that much damage to everybody. We swing, I draw 1, I free cast a 1-drop with my 12 free mana, I free cast Goldspan. Hell yeah, reddest deck ever. Reddest deck ever. Pay no attention to the fact that we're doing the Deontay Wilder thing. Alright, we fucked up that one end, but yeah, this is... We swing and mauled all hands. Yeah, but you... Okay, you know every game had a dodge button, right? I know you used it. There's like one motherfucker on the whole internet who got through the God of War games without dodging, and it was not you. And that's, I think, the part that we're missing out. Because this is awesome, and like 90% of this shit doesn't matter, and the deck definitely does not function if anybody does anything to Kratos. Like, do you remember the opening cutscene of God of War 2, where Kratos is busting out of like the tomb in Greece, and then a random man throws one rock at him and then he dies? Because that's the adaptation you've made. What do we got? Oh, good. We have Dowsing Dagger and a bird. Excellent. This will serve us well in the winter times, after we've been brutally murdered by the one person with swords to plowshares. Yeah, we don't get to equip then, but we go like... Yeah, this is dope as shit, and I think it does present the very real play pattern problem of all you are really doing is presenting an immediate commander damage threat. Because all of your like secondaries, with the exception of Dragonhawk, are extra combat creatures that are only scary if Kratos is on board. So your whole deck revolves around Kratos being on board, and then you are pretending that the game was not based around dodging, blocking, and parrying. You fuck-ass bitch. You fuck-ass child. Story mode ass deck. This deck has never had to play against the Thor fight where he hits you once and you get gray screened. Yeah, it's very Kratos hit you. Right, but like Kratos hitting that... We lying. Because Kratos hitting you in the games requires defensive play. Like, there's nobody in... Like, yeah, it's fucking... It's making me... my autism's acting up. You're making me want to... Yeah, my pod bans removal and board wipes type shit. Yeah, like, it's super... This is what is possible if you totally ignore an entire pillar of Magic the Gathering, which is that other people are allowed to see what you're doing and react to it. I mean, what's our land count? Maybe our 38 lands? Maybe the land count's so high that it just doesn't matter. I want to believe. Let me believe with you for a moment. All right, we have a worthless 1/1. We swing him. We have a worthless fucking shield. We put it down. We get Kratos. Okay. Kratos is down. We drop Mask of Memory. We go to equip, and somebody goes, oh boy, that looks like it would be a real problem for me. I don't know if I quite want you to draw 4 cards today. Kratos, go bye-bye. We then have to Valakut, Descent into Avernus. Now we have 2 treasures. Go land, Kratos. Mask. I have, on turn 6 now, a 2/3 with double strike. We can get it to a 2/5, which would make it like he's more likely to survive the combat. I feel like I would rather spend the money on Infiltration Lens so that we get 2 cards no matter what happens. So we swing. Maybe somebody got board wiped on turn 5. We draw 2, discard 1, draw 2, discard 1. We're on like 4 things from Descent into Avernus. So I think we go Kratos. We have 4 mana. We use however much mana we need to make all of one person's blockers a coward that we get in. Draw 2, discard 1, draw 2, discard 1. Oh my god, and now we get to Super State and everything's amazing. And that's... Oh, it feels like I'm watching a 5-year-old play basketball with their uncle. And their uncle's like, we don't need to gamble. We have Super State. That's what we would gamble for. Gamble! Exclamation point. Terrence, I think you just need to replay the God of War games again. Yeah, truly, truly lovely thematic deck. The tag game is peak. This dies to a stiff breeze. This dies to a stiff breeze. You have no fucking hope against a single player who has heard of the color black or white. Which I think is thematic to most of Kratos' journey, where like the gods players actually just get to fuck with you. Because if anybody, because there's also like, oh my god, if anybody board wipes. Like I had a game the other day where I think 3 or 4 board wipes happened over the course of the game. Mono red really doesn't have much defense, TBH, right? Okay, well there's not much, and then there's what you did. Right, there's like, you see over here? That's not much. That's like, that's a boxer. They don't really need to train their calves that crazy style. He's a big guy. They don't have much. Here's what you did. You did McDonald's straw. You did, I'm caving at 5 pounds of weight. You did, I'm heading to the gym. I'm asking somebody for a spot. I'm putting 2.5 pound plates on the bar and I'm shaking about it. So the options you have for, because I don't even think we've played the few options that you do have. Kuma's legs from One Piece. Oh. Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's a mono red player right there. That's a mono red player right fucking there. Because I think you have at minimum like 4 or 5 options. Because you have, well, you have untimely malfunction. So you do have one of them. So good on you for that. You have untimely malfunction. You appear to only understand it as a way to prevent blockers. But you have untimely malfunction. You have Tybalt's Trickery. You have Redirect Lightning. You have Bolt Bend, which is a little bit tougher for this deck to cast, but is not impossible, because you are planning to Voltron him. You have Deflecting SWAT as another game changer. The swords are protection, kinda. But also you picked, like, the worst things to get protection from. Like, you have white in Hearth and Home, but you don't have protection from black. Oh, Deflecting's not a game changer anymore. Oh, hell yeah. So the thing about board wipes is they're probably, like, board wipes are probably going to get you in red no matter what you do. You don't have to worry as much about board wipes, but you at least have to respect the threat of single target removal when your entire deck is, I am the largest and angriest man you have ever seen, and I am approaching you directly. I am the largest and angriest man you have ever seen, and I am approaching you directly, saying I am going to kill you if you do not shoot me. And then we're going shocked Pikachu face if they fucking shoot me. Because a lot of it's not about, oh, do you have... I have the green and black sword at the house. You don't need more swords. Brother, I promise you, you don't need more swords. You don't. It's not an issue of having one sword too few. I mean, you could do the green and black sword. Definitely not a bad option. The, Babadook, you're last. The important thing I want you to consider is that if you use a redirect spell, is you are able to then take their piece of removal and use it to remove one of their things. That's very, very good in Commander. That's very, very important in Commander, where removal is already kind of bad. Oh, true. Actually, probably even better sword. Wop sword. He gets married. He has ball knowledge for that. Like this. This is, I have protection from every color when it comes to most of the removal that people are running in Commander. And so it's not that you need, oh, here's this one card that will cover the glaring weakness in your game. It is about the concentration of stuff that you have. And you very much have, redirect lightning, bolt bend, deflecting swat, return the favor. Commander's plate is another good equipment, but if we're going to, and there are definitely some outfits in Ragnarok that look a bit like this, but I think the over-under for me is we are planning for Kratos to be our main, if not only threat, and we just have no plan for if they attack us back. Wow, this is such a bad card, but it's so thematic and it's so fucking terrible. What in the colorism is fucking happening here? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah type shit, Roll Tide. And then I think the other thing you can consider is just playing other things that are threatening on their own. Like the My Enemies Will Know Pain section definitely concerns me because they are, with the exception of Dracuseth, I actually like Dracuseth here, but with the exception of Dracuseth, they are almost all cards that mostly say like, you don't have to worry about me too much unless Kratos is on board. And then if Kratos is on board, you might be dead now. So if there are any other like thematic creatures we can chuck in here. Oh yeah, Overlord of the Boiler Bilges is very sick. Very, very good removal piece. Because that also works with, that works if we want to keep a shitload of secondary combats. So yeah, I love it. Cute deck. There's no way in hell this survives a round 2. No way in hell. There's also stuff like, oh my god, I guess Scryfall just doesn't work anymore. Inferno Titan. This is another guy with an enter or attack trigger, and so if you play Kratos and then play him, you get to divide 6 damage however you want, which just like shoots a bunch of blockers. And then these guys have high enough powers where if you take all the stuff you were equipping to Kratos and you equip it to them, they're still a threat. So that's what I would recommend, is think about like Boiler Bilges and Inferno Titan, or other creatures you can use that will be threatening instead of Kratos, and then think about using the dodge button for once in your goddamn life, Terrence. But thank you very much for submitting. This is a truly beautiful deck, and at least you're running enough lands, man. At least you're running enough lands. That guy's a demon for sure. I thought we didn't dodge here, only parry. I mean, that's Expedition 33 only. But this motherfucker's not parrying either. This motherfucker is just taking it to the chest. Why was there a fetch land in a mono red deck? Because they have Morog. They don't understand statistics, but they do understand a dream. That's why. All right, we're going to the manual ad break, and then it's time for Troper. If you are now off work, one life don't matter. Neither does the life of my commander. Wouldn't Kratos be better served in the 99 because Kratos will get autofocused on sight? Likely if you wanted to build a good deck. However, I beg you to consider that they are running Super State and a fetch land in mono red. Their concerns are not a good deck. Their concerns are beyond your understanding, peasant. They wish to equip the Buster Sword to a Kratos who has gone geeked up Super Saiyan, and then free cast a bunch of bullshit. Alright, to the manual ad break. Troper, let me know you're alive and home from work. I'll be right back. Also, oh yeah, what does Shinka do? Wait, yeah, dog, what the fuck? What the fuck? Bro, man, thank you for the Twitch follow. The other thing you should consider, this was called out earlier, if there is anything that looks, I just had it, the greatest sin ever spoken in Commander. It doesn't matter if you just had it, you gotta just read it, brother. You gotta read the card and be like, does this matter? Wait a minute, he already has double strike, holy fuck. At least I had it though. Okay. Yeah, but you aura farm on your opponent, so true. Porticono, thank you for the tier 1 Twitch sub. Welcome to the dog home. If there is anything across the God of War games that looks like a cartoon cat, I don't know. I don't know if there is. I don't know if there is, but you gotta check, alright? Check the lore. Check the lore. Put the cat in. It's a card draw engine, and it's going to buff your commander. What is that? It is your new best friend. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you scry 1, exile the top, and then play the card this turn. When you exile the card, you buff something's power by the card's mana value. So if you play Kratos, and then you play Cait Sith, and then you exile I don't know, anything, you buff up Kratos. The biggest risk with it is you can only play it that turn. So the turn you play Cait Sith, whatever you exile is going to heaven. Whatever you exile is going straight to heaven. But on turns after that, then you might be able to play them. Finally, Morag does something. All right, it's time for Troper. Troper, our beloved silly deck builder. Hey, Maul, that shoulda traded with Troper for their free spot. They got a pirate deck. Yar. That's not a fucking pirate deck. Zimone and Dina. Okay. Interesting. Basically pirates. Yeah, basically soul type. Yeah, should have lied. Okay, great. So we have a Zimone and Dina Lake Lao guy. How are we... Okay, I guess we can sacrifice... We can sacrifice the copies of Judy. You can sacrifice the copies of Judy to activate this. Okay. Judy Location Services. Great. Fucking excellent. Remake, thank you for the Twitch follow. Huh? What the fuck? Wait. Why? What? Leaving aside that 9 is not enough to do whatever the fuck your plan is. It was gonna be Xavier Sal. What fucking deck? What fuck? You just keep throwing random words at me. It's like I told you to clean your room. I came in later, there's a donkey in there, and you go, no, no, no. It was supposed to be a boxing match, Dad. Please understand. Please understand. And then a fucking clown pops out of the closet, and you go, wait, wait, wait. He was for the TV pilot. You can't just keep saying shit. What do you mean it was gonna be Xavier Saul? Remake today is... Hey, boss, did you read the fucking primer or not? Because it sure seems like you didn't. This is your primer. This is your primer. I have. You think I'm clicking this button, you crazy motherfucker? I've read your primer, and now I know you're an idiot. I've now read it, and I don't feel any better. You're still throwing words at me. I make bureaucrats and beat you to death with them because I have 2 2s instead of 1 3s, you dumb motherfucker. I thought you knew how to count. You have numbers in your name. Did you just hit those because the symbol looked funny? Fine, whatever. All right, let's see. Zimone and Dina's here because it fills my goals. I still haven't landed on them properly. I think there's something to Zimone and Dina. I worry about 9 of these. Like putting aside the rousing you for running a persistent petitioners deck and then stacking 8 different gimmicks on top of it. I worry about 9. Do we have, how many advisors total do we have? Oh, 17. Okay. I worry a little less. What does Low and Lee say? Whenever an opponent discards a card and mills 1 or more, put a counter on each advisor you control. Okay. This is bullshit. Bruvac, sure, he's an advisor. Mothman, honorary advisor. Okay. Bruvac somehow not in the Urza files, by the way, is pretty goddamn silly. Phyrexian lobbyists have advised me against this tag. Proliferate. I don't know about Azuri. Inexorable Tide, probably. Takuthal. Unless you have psyched me out in the same way you have psyched out Shoulda, and there is a secret, like, prison wallet proliferate section, I don't think I believe in Takusal. You know, 5 sources of proliferate is so few that I would never be confident that I was proliferating in the first place, let alone put a card that doesn't let me proliferate. What are we proliferating? It looks like the plan is I get a bunch of nerds, a moth brings them Trenbolone, and then I do the green +1/+1 counter stuff. We're hold on, this is what we're doing. Hold on, let me just summarize the deck right now. No. There's a plan here. There's a plan here, and you're all gonna recognize, and you're gonna respect Troper's game when I'm done here. What do I need? I need fucking Judy, first of all. Copy image, get way smaller. Actually, I think I delete this and I do. Here's what I do. So I get Judy. Who the fuck do I get next? I get Wise Mothman. Damn you, Gatherer. Give me the card. Who the fuck was next? I need Tekuthal. I just get a little snip of you, bro. Come here. We get Tekuthal, and then we have Thrumming Bird, I think is the final part to this. It's not even Judy. That's the craziest part, is this is just Persistent Petitioners. All right, now the stage is set. So the plan for this deck is that by the combined might of Persistent Petitioners, a bunch of advisors, the Wise Mothman to put some counters down, one source of repeatable proliferate, or two, because we also had an exorable tide, and then Tekuthal, we too can achieve the lofty heights of casting Ouroboros one time. That's the deck. That is, and I think there's something to that, but oh my gosh, is it hopeful. So let's see if we can pull it off. This is what's going on here. I think Ouroboros outpaces this. That's why I said a fraction of our power. But that's the thing. Every like cool green 1/1 counter deck is doing this meme. So like it's not escapable. Like we're dragging Troper for it, but like they're doing what I think most green players want to do, which is like I want to do something interesting. And I want to do something I want to do something interesting. I need a way to make sure it wins the game. If I'm using Judy, there's advisor stuff there. The other advisor stuff is mostly in blue-black. Oh, but if I use Mothman, I can convert that into a win, which means I can participate, and I'm not a Dirtle machine. And I think the deck probably gets there, and then it does just be like, man, fuck, somebody else plays Ouroboros. Somebody unburdened by that creativity is just hard casting Ouroboros turn 4 and stomping the shit out of you, which is funny as fuck. So let's see what we can do to make this as good as it can be. I think, again, back on, we're gonna kind of alternate ripping you in half and then helping you, like the aftercare. Genuinely don't believe in Tekuthal without more ways to proliferate. Azuri is probably okay. A difficulty I have here is this represents 7 mana, put 2 +1/+1 counters on my board. I don't think that rate is good enough. If we had other stuff we were trying to proliferate that was better, then I would believe in it. But 7 mana, get 2 +1/+1 counters on my board, I don't think is quite doing it. There are, even if you don't want to run Ouroboros, I think Ouroboros' understudy is Sphere Grid. As my advisors beat the shit out of you, they are able to respec into warriors. Oh no, you know what I'm gonna do to you, Troper? I'm not even gonna give you this. Back in version 0.3 of the deck, I had a Source of Proliferate in the command zone, but it turbo dirtled. Okay. She looks a little advisorly, Troper. She looks a little advisorly. I'm just saying, we gotta think about it. It's a good card! Okay. So we have, so we used to have Proliferate in the command zone. Then I think Tecuthal probably goes down. Tecuthal and Azuri probably go down with the new version of the deck. I think Tide, Cankerbloom, Thormingbird definitely stay. Counter Chicanery. Each creature you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each land that entered the battlefield under this turn. That smells like prior draft to me. I think that's another thing that goes if we don't have Xavier Sol in the command zone. With Proliferate in the command zone, I would be all over this card. Without it, not so much. Dire Undercurrents. I think this works with Judy. This is really bad. That's perfect. That's a wonderful thematic card for Judy. Absolute dog shit card that will be Rhystic Study in the right situation. Wow, that's okay. All right. You know? All right. Hey, Troper, that's some ball knowledge right here. That's crazy. Praj is OG. He is unfortunately also Unk and unfortunately also chopped in the year of our Lord 2026. Yeah, maybe there's... Alright. Innkeeper's Talent. Yeah, just dead-ass good card. Kodama, great card. Sphere Grid, great card. Call that Managed Democracy. Oh, I love it. I love Access Denied. Devious Cover-Up. Counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting in its owner's graveyard. You may shuffle up to 4 target cards from your graveyard into your library. Okay, how many hours past your bedtime did this one go in the deck? With love in my heart. With love in my... I cannot think of... Is this... I can't imagine. We're in Sultai, so it can't be, oh, I have to shuffle Judy back in because you could just reanimate her. What could we... It was 4 a.m. Perfect. Get it out of here. Get it the fuck out of my face. I don't want to talk about it. You know, the name is good. The name is solid. I think we are... I think at the point you dropped in Kodama of the West Tree, Experiment Crash, you know, Neoform. I think we were kind of out on everything having to match the naming convention, but the name's pretty good. Imprisoned in the Moon is perfect. Picasso, I like it. All right, good. We're doing the... Yeah, that'll definitely work. Hey, I believe. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. Career politician should be illegal. This is a sick advisor. Very good. All right, on attack, each player votes for profit or security. You create a number of treasure tokens equal to twice the number of profit jokes. Put counters on each creature you control equal to the number of security votes. That's pretty hot. Grima, we get to rob and steal. Perfect. We get to ramp. Are we ramping? Are you showing me a ramp spell at the exact same mana value as our commander that we cannot, to my knowledge, flicker? Are you trying to give me a fucking heart attack right now? He cute for sure. He cute. We have to just be like out of advisors. This has to just be like an impossible thing to do. Advisor, Sultai. You don't control ability mana. Madam Web didn't make the cut. Pond Prophet didn't make it, dog. What the fuck are we talking about? Is Marcus not in the deck? What about Trammell? Oh, you little rat. You're really telling me this twink made the fucking cut and our boy Trammell didn't? Devastating. Devastating. Cool rocks I found, sure. Ramp. Basking. I'm gonna need a fucking EpiPen by the end of this deck. Holy shit. Bootleggers! Thematic name. I'm good. Ramp, that's the same CMC as our commander. I'm good. That's the thing we need to ramp to. Okay. Actual ramp. Actual ramp. Sure. Ramp that's the same CMC as our commander. Actual ramp. Actual ramp. This shit is not ADA compliant and you know it. This is not you just pointed to a fucking gravel pit. Took a marker, took some paint, wrote wheelchair access on the lip and pushed a man over the edge. What the fuck are we doing here? Ramp. My 3 mana Sultai commander who draws me cards and puts lands out. Judy fucking makes creature tokens out of creatures and artifacts, man. So true. This is the most responsible way. This is the most responsible way we could do that. 33 lands. Beautiful. Token gen. Alright, so we have a token doubler. Bitter Bloom Bearer, Bitter Blossom. I love to see that. Yeah, we'll cast that for a lot. We sure will. I believe you. Michaeloth is very good. Wonder, sure. This is my favorite part of token gen. My favorite part of token generation is when I lie about making tokens. Is when I lie about it. Is when I say, oh, I can cast this guy from the graveyard. He's basically a token. No. Akiri, you don't understand the devious lick occurring in Troper's mind. You see, I can sacrifice Wonder and it will still do something in the graveyard. Therefore, it's a token generator. You gotta think. You gotta think. This they've tagged it token gen. It appears to be based on the Mosswood Dread Knight as well. It appears to be shit I can sacrifice to Judy. Like, that's what we need tokens for. Because Judy cares about an artifact or creature to get an extra copy of herself. And so everything in here, Wonder is literally just in the wrong segment. God damn it, I was trying to help you, dog. Because like, it's true, right? Like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine, bro. I'm chill. You know what? I almost believe. I've been hating on it this whole time. I'm almost a full believer. I think there might be some shifts we need to do, but I think something can work here. Never mind. You're so supremely fucked. Give up. Give up now. Oh my god. Holy shit. No. No, black. All right, so we do a free mulligan. Okay. We have a Judy finder. We have a counter maker. We have a proliferate source. We're a little bit color fucked right now. So that might mean that the thing we have to work on the most is the land base. But if the thing we have to work on the most is the land base, that's nothing. That's nothing. We draw a card. We get a petitioner as well. So we do our tap land. We play Karn's Bastion. And I think if this land, if we had a land that could produce green, which I'm going to pretend we do for the purposes of checking this out. Like, we'll rampant growth. We're going to do a color fixed playtest. So color fixed playtest, we do that. We got to go get Judy for sure. Damn, you need some more lands, dog. You need some more fucking lands right now. You need... I'm gonna shout. I'm gonna shout. I'm gonna fucking shout. Alright, I think we pay 3 to go Judy. And we show everybody our first petitioner. Alright, we get a land. We Mothman. So everyone has a rad counter. We get like some type of counter scheme going here. I don't really think it matters who it goes on. And then on our next turn, this is like pre-combat maze. We milled a non-land. We have a counter on 2 things. Sphere Grid's good here. We hit Low and Lee. We swing, we go up a rad counter, and now every mill, like I can see, like here I can see the plan coming together, because whenever they mill for Mothman, whether or not they're milling a non-land, we get a counter on everybody. So we stack up a bunch of counters, and now we have a scary board, and now we are, you know, we're doing Ouroboros at home. I'm sick with that. I'm sick with that. Okay. I think what I'm most tweaking about is I hate your ramp section. Bodily. I hate your ramp section. I also am not in love with your token generation section, because it seems like we need the token generation to get going. Wow, no lander. All right, we have Brood Scale. We hit a thing that can color fix. All right, this playtest is going to have some fucking lands in it. God bless. We go Watery Grave. We Growth Spiral. We drop another land out. This makes us sack a creature. Cultivate. If I just rip every land out of the deck, we'll be happy. All right, so I go this, and I get Brood Scale, Danny Pink. I adapt the Brood Scale. It lets me draw a card. It also makes me a 0/1. I play Marvin. I spend 2 to adapt 1 him. Draw a card for Danny Pink. Yeesh. Alright, it's... Fuck. How the fuck do we do this? I'll be honest, it doesn't look great right now. I'll be honest. So we like Zimone and Dina, and then on a future turn we can do something with the spawns. We have enough lands to repeat this process, but we're just Prevail 1. Michaeloth is great. Tap, sack this guy, draw a card, put the orchard out, draw a card, put this land out. And now I think we sack both of these guys to give this guy 4 counters. And then on our upkeep, we get enough Michaeloths. And we get to draw. All right, we find natural Judy. All right, so turn 9, we're on and popping. Turn 9, we're on and popping. So we're definitely missing some necessary consistency with finding Judy. I think our commander does very, very little for us, which is frustrating. And I think our commander does very little for us. It does very little for us because we don't reliably make that many tokens. And we also don't reliably make that many creatures that we want to sacrifice. Like, I could see... So, Troper, rather than, like, giving you, like, 5 specific cuts and adds, I'm going to talk about the lanes we could occupy. I'm going to be real, the commander got bounced about 4 times because I just didn't know who the fuck to pick. That's real. It makes sense. Lanes you could occupy that could do this. If you want to keep Zimone and Dina, I think you can. I think you have to become a Sultai Reanimator deck, and the things you want to reanimate are the advisors. So that means you're doing, like... I think it means you're doing a lot of 1-drop ramp. Like, either you're doing 1-drop ramp, or you're doing... like, Stitcher's Supplier. And rather than trying to tutor naturally for Judy, you are trying to, like, get Mothman, Judy... like, you're trying to get the whole pile that you need into the graveyard. And hey, if you love not having enough lands, Hermit Druid is here to help you. That actually still works. It's just the Republican Party at that point. All our bureaucrats are shambling ghouls. Yeah. So let me spit even more. We dump our deck into the graveyard, and then your ramp is just to do, like, you can either Marin, or you can do stuff like Aberrant Return, since there's now a lot of cards that bring back multiple creatures. And I would just, like, necromancy pile the 3 that we need, because the 3 that we need to get everything on and popping seems to be, like, Judy, Lowen Lee, and then Mothman. I think, like, with those 3 creatures on board, the dream is happening. Yeah, you could swap to Muldrotha too. Muldrotha also does it, but then I think we have to be, like, much higher on ramp than we really want to be. And Muldrotha also has a very, very big political problem if you ever want to take the deck to Gen Pop, because this is, like, bracket 2 as fuck. Bracket 2 as fuck, dog. Which is good. It's beautiful at bracket 2. But I would be looking for Stitcher's Supplier, all of the mulches, Hermit Druid myself, and then try to do, like, Aberrant Return, Behold the Sinister Six. You could even do, like, Haunting Voyage, because you actually have... Because if you foretell this, it gets all your advisors back. And then what also helps is if we are on Reanimator. If we are on Reanimator, what it helps us do is we now don't always have to have a disposable token. We can sometimes sacrifice one of our better creatures if we know we're going to be able to reanimate them next turn anyway. So like, so we go Conduit of Worlds. Okay, I played UD. I sacrifice a Persistent Petitioner on my next turn, and then my spell for turn is I Conduit of Worlds the Petitioner back out. There's like little shit like that. There's 6 is really good for that plan too. You would definitely need more lands in the deck. But that's where my head is at for making this work. Muldrotha does it really, really well, but Muldrotha has a reputation. I think Zimona and Dina can work really, really well. Because if you're focused on being able to reuse stuff in your graveyard, then Zimona and Dina becomes an actual card draw engine. Because if I'm playing Stitcher Supplier and I kill it, I get to mill more. Maybe I get to play it again later. I can now consider, oh well, it's all right if I kill this creature because maybe I can play it later. So that is what I would recommend for the direction that you take the deck in. Oh, Birthing Pod too. Yeah. If you end up with all these 1-drops, because right now we have not a single one. That's a crazy curve. That's the mana wall of Ba Sing Se. This is what is in between you and your dreams right now. But then I think we're rocking. I love the idea behind this. I think it's scattered as all hell, which is great. This is a beautiful like Midnight Commander build. But I think you can rock with Zimona and Dina. I think you got to do like Marin, Stitcher's Supplier, the normal self-mill reanimate stuff, and then, which is going to make you a little bit more like normal Sultai, but I think that still gets carried. I think that still gets carried by the overall avatar theming of the deck. And then I think you're good. I think this is task failed successfully. Genuinely, because this is a absolutely fucked pile of cardboard, but I love it and I want the best for it. So Troper, best of luck. Thank you for sharing this. We're going to the manual ad break, and then it is time for Lightning Lodell. Thunder, Xavier Saw was the original commander. Did you ever understand why 3/3 Elk canonically loves Teferi's Protection but hates Deflecting Swat? They both feel like gotcha spells. We've never talked about that. Babadook, it is Lodell, then it is you, then it is the freebie if we finish before 4. Yeah, that was funny as hell. A Curry, thank you for the random Smasher Pass redeem. Waffles or pancakes? I love both. I think oh, if you put me in an IHOP right now, I don't know what I would pick. Here's the thing about me though. When I order food at a restaurant, I never know what I'm gonna get. I pick 3 to 4 things that I think look okay, and then when the server asks me what I want, I make eye contact with them, and I get so nervous making eye contact with another human being that my brain blanks out, and I say one of the four, whichever comes to mind first. So if you put me in an IHOP, I would probably pick like at least one waffle item and then some pancake items, and I would just see. Troper, don't be sorry. This was excellent. Genuinely, I want to take a moment to reflect on this deck before we move on to Lightning Lodell. You may have ended up in Task Failed successfully. We'll see how this cuts down for the long form. I think this was pretty peak for what deck roasts are supposed to be. You tried your very best to do something crazy that you were not quite able to do, and you shared it with the class, and we laughed at it very loudly, and then we figured out how could we get it done. That's like A plus 100%. And so this is less for you specifically and more for anybody who is thinking about getting a roast or wants to get a roast. I like this for me would be the desired experience every time. It's not the only type of deck I want to see. It's not the only type of deck I would like to see, but this is the exact type of like, it's rough around the edges because we kept trying to make it work and it never quite worked, and I have a bit that I know in my heart I need to do, and holy fuck, the cardboard is just not participating. And then you bring it to the class, we do show and tell, we point out that you have 33 goddamn lands and a 6-mana ramp spell, and then we make it happen. We will probably be doing a free raffle in like 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how long Lightning Lodell and Babadook's decks take to do. All right. I haven't had water all day. I've had so many different beverages and none of them have been... Well, this is sparkling water. Oh shit, I have an Inferno Titan? Cut Shinka for it right now. Those are the rules. Those are the fucking rules. Lord Zachary, you will see. Alright, Lightning Lodell has sent in a silly, spooky deck. The wider you go, the more it will hurt. I want to invoke fear and you having creatures untapped as well as tapped. Alright, so there's no orientation. No orientation you can be in that's safe. Blocking is real! That's, I wish. A deck inspired by 2 old cards I found in a bulk pile, wanting to screw over the 10 heir apparent players at the LGS. What happens when people actually block? I also love posing the problem. Do you swing into creatures that have to block or leave your creatures untapped to get wiped? Forcing the game to move! Exclamation point, exclamation point. Bracket 2 to 3. $130. There's the fucking Harmonize. Great start. General Marhalt Elstragon is a 4/4. Whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, it gets +3/+3 until end of turn for each creature blocking it. That is phenomenal. Budget. Budget. My favorite part of the... I used to get really mad about this, and I've turned a corner on it. But my favorite part of a commander deck when we do the roast is when I point out a card and I'm like, wait a minute, this guy sucks. And then you're over there in the back. You're over there. I'm fucking broke, man. Yeah, I can't defend him either. He fucking sucks. I found this shit in the 7-Eleven, dude. Give me a break. It draws cards. Okay, terrible card, but yeah. Draw. It says we draw on it. All right. Garruk's Uprising, sure. Hunter's Insight. Ooh, I like that. Infiltration Lens is good. Naeth is good. Damage on draw. Damage on fatty. Damage on fatty. Damage. Okay. This all makes sense. We have 9 cards. Hopefully we'll find one of them. Keywords are good, right? Trample. Ooh, I'm at a little bit of a philosophical impasse with this because you know it's true. This is good. Trample is great, but it also it removes the tension for maybe you have to have it to make sure that you can finish the games with the Voltron threat, but the moment you go like, oh, my commander has trample too, then it's like deciding which child I send to the glue factory barely even matters, because if I don't have something that has 4 toughness, it's a losing trade to block, and so I just always decide to not. And maybe that's what you want to do when the title of the deck is blocking is real. We'll see. We'll see how it goes in the playtest. I mean, it helps me finish because it sucks. Yeah. That's what I'm... I've got some ideas about finishing for you. Yeah, that's a Chroma. That's kind of what I'm thinking of. Like, I would imagine this deck wants to run Temur Battle Rage. Ooh. Ashroot Animist on attack, get +X and trample. Yeah, this is another... Okay. It's like this is both correct, and it frustrates me because it feels like, well, actually the correct answer is don't block dipshit. Like we're billing ourselves as I'm Gruul, you have to think about... I'm Gruul Thinkies. It's not just Big Stompy. You have to consider whether or not you're going to block me. You have to consider what you're going to do because there's a threat either way. And like +2/+0 haste, hell yeah. +2/+0 haste, I love it. But all these like +X, everything has trample, then we're just going like, actually, didn't matter. What if I hit you tremendously hard? Versus playing the mind game of like instant speed, double strike trample type thing. I like that. See, this is what we're on. Yeah, that's definitely happening. I believe you. Yeah, like... Oh, that's so tough spiritually. Because you picked the right card and you're a goddamn sellout. It's like watching a garage band, you know, make it into the mainstream. Because the moment we introduce a permanent source of trample, it feels less interesting. Because the moment we have a permanent source of trample, it becomes like, oh well, it's Voltron, which is unfair to you. But I'm racking my brain to see if there's a way we can really make like Temur Battle Rage .deck work. Wait. Thinkies, thoughts are recurring, bro. Thoughts that would escape your unwrinkled and pure Gruul brain. Ooh, I think there's an angle here. Okay. And then we have, yeah. Protection's good. Uncounter ability's good. Same type of thing we've talked about. Tony Hawks would be proud. All right, we have some ramp, we have some ramp, we have some ramp, we have some ramp. Okay, these are all appropriate for a 4-mana commander. I fuck with that. You will fight me. So we have a lure effect. This guy has to be blocked. Wait, this isn't even a fight. This is a bite. You will fight me, I yelled before unholstering my 9mm and putting a hole in the head of a gentleman across the bar. Alright, Golgari Decoy, I fuck with that. Troper, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Let it be known I tried to stop Shoota's next idea for about 5 seconds, then just started giggling and helping. Terrifying. Quarry, great. Unicorn, great. I like Revenge of the Hunted. Okay, this section's sick. I like that one. Bro. Combo. Combo, he says. I'm comboing off, he says, hard casting a jumbo cactuar. You know. Lightning, I want to believe in you. I played against somebody who had a combo like this. Do you want to know what happened to them the last time I played Commander with them? They spent a clear 100 minutes begging each of us individually to just let them do it one time. Please, 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 please. It's the day after my birthday. Let me do it one time. To which we would agree. And then the next person in the turn order would blow them out of the fucking water with, like, unsummon, bro. Combo! There's no... Beautiful. Come at me, bro. Okay. Blocks or becomes blocked. Shoot him up, shoot him up. Okay. E for everybody. Dope. Please stop. He's already dead. Okay. Let me sell you on something different. I'm so close to being with this. I think right now this is a unfortunately normal empty-headed Gruul deck. What I really like is I love Assembled Alphas. I love Slagworm. I think there is a way forward with Ansrag. You are a bitch and a truant. What the fuck is happening here? And each creature blocks. Attacking player chooses how everybody blocks. Untap all creatures defending player controls. Uh-huh. I think we're good to move on there. I think we're okay. We're okay here. Okay, so let me spin. Jangling Automaton's funny as fuck. Invasion Plans is kind of funny as fuck. Here's what I want to try to pitch to you, Lightning. I think you have a workable deck. I think you've talked a much more interesting game than you're actually delivering on. And I think what would make this much more interesting is massive damage, no trample. You actually have a terrible choice, because right now, a lot of the deck is like, this is a 4/4. If you block it, he gets big, but you don't take 4 damage. And then eventually I hit you with trample plus allure, and you just die. What I want to recommend to you is like greedy shit. I want to recommend to you everything on my board is fucking huge. I cannot give them trample. Everything on my board is fucking huge. They can't trample over. You have to pick. You have to pick. And then eventually, because what I really, really like is like Slagworm. The play pattern that I want to see come to life is you play Engulfing Slagworm, you play a 14-14 Engulfing Slagworm, and then you swing it, and you're like, yeah, do you want to take 14, or do you want me to gain life equal to your blocker's toughness? That is a fucking horrible choice. I love that. That is very satisfying to me. And then I think we could maybe have like Temur Battle Rage as the finisher, but then we get a deck where you're also not being oppressive. Because if you have a lure effect, like if you cast lure on your commander, your deck is I cast a one-sided board wipe every turn until you shut me out of the game, which is frustrating in its own way. This is going to make the deck a little bit worse, but I think it will make it much more fun. And then what you can also do, I'm going back and forth on whether this is going to be perfect. Let me show you Kusarigama. You can pump your creature, but whenever the equipped creature hits a blocking creature, Kusarigama deals that much damage to each other creature that player controls. So this is, if you block me, you get board wiped. Which is pretty close to trample. But it's also a very underplayed card. Like, I think if you play, this is kind of, we are preying on people for being hipsters, where if you show them, oh, my creatures have trample, they sleep. If you show them this old ass equipment they've never seen before, and then go like, oh yeah, I can board wipe you if you block me with this, everybody who's not getting board wiped, they're Shia LaBeouf in the movie theater. And so then what I think you need is you invest in sweepers like Pyrohemia. Because the other thing you're going to want to do is 1/1 players get out. Right? Because we have to have a way to make the choice matter. And if the choice, like if we drop Slagworm, or if we drop Assembled Alphas, and they have a million 1/1s, like, dog, they don't care. They're just gonna chump block. They don't give a fuck. And so I think your interaction section should be swapped around to be sweepers. So if Scryfall ever works again, you can like Anger of the Gods, you can Arc Bond is a very, very funny one. Fiery Confluence is pretty good. Spiteful Banditry, definitely good. Because this is also another way to force the question of like, Do you want to take 1,000,000 damage? Or do you want to give me a treasure? Oh yeah, Thunder Magic is another good sweeper. Also, Salty Thing, thank you for the 10 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. Mauled, what about Menace instead of Trample? I like Menace instead of Trample. I feel like we're going to run out of room in the deck. Oh god, a Soul Ring too? Feel dirty. We go Forest. Alright, we have $1 million. We have $1 million. I play Marhault Elstragon. Now, let's talk about how we're in trouble. We go Revenge of the Haunted. Did I draw for turn? I feel like I saw this in my previous... I'm gonna draw another one. Oh, even more perfect. I go Thunderfoot Baloth. All of the tension I wanted this deck to have is now gone. Because now I have a 6/6 commander who has trample and becomes a 9/9 if you block at all, a 12/12 if you block twice. And so anybody that doesn't have a creature that can just straight... Anybody who doesn't have Galta is now no longer thinking about whether or not they're blocking, and they immediately go, oh yeah, no blocks. No more blocks. Now, if this is Unnatural Growth, if this is Zapandrel, for the first turn, they'll be like, I can take 8. I can take 8. And then the next turn, they're going to go, can I take 8 again? I don't love the idea of taking 8 a second time. And that's when you can kind of get their backs against the wall. And that's where we need to have sweepers so that, like, Jonathan Heir Apparent can't just shove 1,000,000 1/1s in front of you and continue to not care. Because the thing you've built, like, I'll give you credit, the thing you built works. Turn 5, I play Revenge of the Blessed. Somebody's dead. +6/+6. Everything that can block has to. Like, whoever has the most creatures on board is dying today. Express shipping. And then we go, like... But, you know, we drop things like Quartzwood Crasher, and the problem keeps going, where everything has trample, everything's big. There's no real discussion about whether or not we block, because you take the damage anyway, and now they just want to board wipe you like they want to board wipe every other Gruul player. Oh, I love Rurik Thar for this deck. Oh, I love it. Yes. We are fighting. It protects you from the crackback, which is a real genuine concern. Like, you never want... The worst situation for this deck, spiritually, is when you have an even stompier player at the table, and you're like, fuck, I can't swing. I have to be a little bitch, too. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, God, he's bigger than me. Dad, come pick me up. I'm scared. So that's how I think you get it going for this deck. You straight up go like, fuck trample. I cannot give my stuff trample. And you get to play some of the stone cold greediest cards we've ever seen in the game. And if you try that and it doesn't work, then I would start playing a couple one-off instants like Berserk, so that you can, like, instant speed trick somebody. So Berserk, Temur Battle Rage, Fatal Frenzy, that's pretty cute. only do this if the thing I'm recommending to you now fails. Harmonizer's crazy, bro. I don't know if you land drop enough to do this, but just land dropping, like, oh my god, bro. Like, you have Anzrag out, play this guy, land drop. Anzrag is a 16-4. Do you want to take the 16 or do I get an extra combat? It's your choice, bro. Oh, but he's gonna trample and kill me anyway. No, he's not. No, he's not. The choice is in your hands. Do you want to press the button that lets me kill Todd or no? Oh, I love that. That sounds so fun to do. Bro, you could show somebody Nantuko Mentor. I don't think this is like quite, it's very, very expensive to do. But yeah, that's the... Yeah, I think no more trample. I think no more trample. And this is how we rock it. And then I think you have a crazy fun deck. Elk, thank you very much for the raid. Balls of bossing say indeed. Beautiful. Lightning Lodell, I'm going to put you up here. I think the inclusion of trample was correct and spiritually ruinous. But Jangling Automaton is funny as hell. Shadow of Doubt, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse. So Lightning, we're going to go to the manual ad break. Then we're going to Babadook. Thank you for submitting, and I hope you enjoyed. I know I did. Best of luck with that deck idea. Let me know how it goes, because this sounds really fun to me. But sometimes you have a deck idea that sounds great, and then it just can't come together in the real world. I'm really hoping that's not the case here, though. Light Machina, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse as well. I'm loving what I'm seeing today. I am absolutely loving what I'm seeing today. Hey Maldown, can I ask a weird question? You're free to ask. I reserve the right to ban you. You are free to ask whatever question you like. You are not free from the consequences of typing them. We've done 4 today. We have Babadooks to do, and then we're going to try to squeeze the free raffle in as well, because we are roasting ahead of schedule. It does require that Babadook's deck roast does not make me have a heart attack for 45 minutes. It's very possible that I will have a 45-minute tweak session when I see whatever Babadook has made, and if that happens, we aren't doing the freebie. Yeah, and we spent a very, very long time vamping today, and then we had a very, very on-track deck roasting session. Andy was taken. Thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse. Also, Spilbo Baggins, thank you for the 20 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. It's okay. I didn't get you anything either. 33 Elk. Yeah, dog. DM it to me right now. Oh, you're the guy that tries to rationalize doing random ass cards. Thank you, Light. Thank you. Beautiful. AG Gravity, thank you for the 55 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park. And Andy was taken. Thank you for the prime. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. Huh, that didn't do anything. I love what my favorite part about this image is that you posted that and then unironically thought to yourself, this is why it could be unbanned. This is like most true image I've ever seen. And I know you either drew it or commissioned it, posted it, and you were like, yep. And that is a totally cool thing that could happen in a Commander game. Fuck yeah. Bring my girl back. I drew it, LMAO, I had a vision. You draw good as fuck, dog. What the hell? Flat and Steel, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse. And Mr. Planty, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate that generosity. All right, we'll be right back. And then it's time for Babadook. And then, Baconator, probably not just because I'm lazy. Should show me gardening. Okay, so I was having a paranoid episode the other day, and would you consider yourself to be secretly evil? I don't consider myself to be secretly evil. I consider myself to be openly and brazenly evil. I think there is a spectrum to morality for sure. I used to have the feelings you are talking about, and a thing that helped me a lot was putting it through the lens of like D&D morality. Because for I think D&D morality, to be evil, it means that you are self-serving. I'm pretty openly self-serving. I do a lot of stuff to make my life better. Like I could do more free content, but it would make me more tired. My body would be in more pain. So I don't do it because I prioritize me feeling good over you guys feeling good. That's evil. That, like, by the D&D definition. And again, I'm not saying I have some like ultimate moral truth here. I'm saying this is the framework that helped my brain let go of berating myself for being secretly evil. It's okay to want things. Okay. Or I won't say okay. It is typical to value your own experience over the experience of others. The degree to which you do that, and the degree to which you worsen the lived experience of others to better your own, that's really where evil comes in. Now, there's like... It's like I remember when I was a little kid, and I had to go to therapy because I had anger issues. Because I was lashing out, and I was like getting into fights with the other kids. And for a very long time, I was like, oh, I'm bad. I'm evil. I have this desire to... And again, I was like fucking 10. Like, oh, I'm such a bad person because I have this desire to hurt the people around me. So evil. And then I stopped going to school with my lifelong bullies, and suddenly I wasn't so fucking evil anymore. And to an extent, that type of experience, I think, colors everything going on all around us every single day. Like, we're all evil to a degree. We all value our own experience over the experience of somebody that we don't know at all. How quick that drop-off is changes from person to person. Like I think they did a study where it's like, on average, left-leaning people tend to more highly value the experiences of people, or like the quality of life of people who aren't them, more so than Republicans. Like Republicans, there's me, there's my immediate family, there's my immediate circle of friends, nobody else matters. And left-leaning people tend to be more like, there's me, my family, my immediate friends, my coworkers, the people I the people I work with, the people I went to school with. So basically, I was doing something and listening to a video of yours and randomly started having the aforementioned episode, which included something along the lines of, oh, during his athlete days, Mald killed a family member to steal their fortune and hid them in the wall and grew a beard and changed his name to Jonathan Maldhound. To be clear, I'm not trolling. My brain does weird stuff sometimes. Oh, so not like you're worried about being evil. You mean like, am I a snidely whiplashian villain? Am I Cask of Amontillatoing you? No. I am a very selfish person. But my dad died when I was young, so I'm trying to think of a joke that's not going to send you into a paranoid spiral right now. But no, that did not happen. Null Zone, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home. I appreciate that generosity. Gravity, I would go to the Netherlands if I had to leave. The Jazz Police, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. Yeah, my brain decided you in particular were like an Edgar Allan Poe character. I have no idea why. I mean, I do have that old English Riz. I got one of them old English airlines. Okay, we're doing Babadook's deck because I want to try to do the free roast today. This is spooky, scary. I wish to evoke for my opponents the feelings of being a legion of fairy tale creatures being shreked upon by a girthy green boy. Man, fuck them tokens. Okay. I'm back on. Oh, god damn it, it's a token deck. I better see a Grave Pact. Hold on. The One Ring? The tokens you're fucking are coming from inside the house, sir. Absolute power corrupts absolutely looking ass deck, man. I can't. Okay, goons for thee. Okay, so we're doing Griswold. We're making our opponent's primer. Your primer is 20 words, dog. Ben Bajillionaire, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hello, yes, fellow Griswold player. Oh my god. Why do I ever check your primers? Why do I ever... Got it. Understood. I get it now. That's great. I still hate the One Ring! Okay, big, thick... Alright, A, get fucked, bro. Whenever a green creature is put into a graveyard from play, its controller chooses and discards a card. That's pretty funny. Doesn't this make you one too? Yeah, you make one. Okay. All non-creature artifacts lose their abilities and become artifact creatures. Sure. Goons for these. So I make you stuff. Seed the land. When a land comes into play, make a 1/1. Rendmaw. Baraka. Genesis Chamber. Slaughter Specialist. Okay. No touchy my goon troll. Babadook, I know you're a member of the Reclamation Committee. You keep pushing the line, dog. You keep pushing the line. Alright, pump up the jam. We got some ramp for turn 2 Griswold. Cool. Money. I'm not sure how much I believe in this. I believe in each. I'm not sure how much I believe in target player. Like, I don't know how much I believe in aristocrat pinging people when I have a trampling commander who's going to be like a 30-30. Masker Girl's definitely fine. Worm's great. Alright, these are okay. Bonk. Dope. I think that works. Bonker Jr. On creature death, put counters on. Great. On creature death, put counters on. On creature death, put counters on. Sick. This is actually kind of good. Not enough removal. Barely enough lands. Twice the goon, twice the fun. And this is just, alright, hell yeah, just counter doubling. The ever-flowing fountain of goonery. I'm beginning to think that this deck and perhaps language as a whole was a mistake. Get the fuck out of my swamp. Alright, so this is how we're cutting down all the guys. Creatures get -2/-2. Blow up all the cheap ones. -1/-1. Okay. Okay. I kind of believe. Let's see if this works at all. So I go land. Oh my god, I do the forbidden turn. I do land, Sol Ring, Signet. Land, Sol Ring, Signet, Ozolith, pass. This is an honest turn 2. Honest turn 2. I have Grismold, Hardened Scales, Ozolith, 3 mana rocks. Holy fuck. And then I play a Field of the Dead that does nothing. I play Massacre Girl. Alright, so everybody has at least one 1/1. I don't think you have the mana for Hardened Scales. I think the mana for Hardened Scales is Sol Ring taps to play Signet. Signet taps to pay into this. I am now floating 3 black and a green. Oh, yeah. I had the total mana, but I didn't have the colors. So it would be, actually, hold on. This goes into this. Then I have 2 green, 2 black. So with 4 mana, 2 green, 2 black, I can play this, use the floating green for Hardened Scales. I just try to fucking crash on somebody. They probably don't block, but who cares? Oh my god, bro. I play the One Ring. I play the One Ring. So we can tend the pests. We get Blood Artist. I'm kinda... This should be so crazy good, and it doesn't... Well, the thing is, this is a fucking wet dream and nobody's busting. Because do you know what's happening right now? Nobody's blocking me. Like a big problem this deck has is... I have a 3/3. I swing my 3/3 and I'm like, oh, it's gonna get so big. I'm gonna draw so many cards, and then you go no blocks and you take 3, and I put each individual player on a 7-turn clock. And I don't have any way to force them to do it. So I am just kind of stuck waiting until I draw a board clear. There we go. So now I play Massacre Girl. I believe I can tap out for this. Kills my whole fucking board instantly. And now I have a lethal... I have a lethal commander. Well, do I? Yeah, it's been like 3 turns. Yeah, it's been 3 turns of making these guys. So there's 12 1/1 plants. 12 1/1 plants on board, so he goes up to a 15/15. That actually can't. That actually can't kill anybody. Like it's just shy of killing anybody. And the problem is, I think you kill Griswold too. Because what ends up happening is if there are 3 or more non-token creatures on the board, Griswold can't outpace Massacre Girl. Griswold can only outpace Massacre Girl as long as it's all tokens. And so I think we end up killing our own commander 9 times out of 10. This is turn 6, Madness, first of all. This is turn 6, but it was sent in as spooky, scary, which is appropriate for bracket 4. Oh, wait, hardened scales. Yeah, never mind. We're good. So they need so now we definitely have lethal. I forgot about hardened scales because we did so much shit. So he has 24 counters. Oh, okay, wait, yeah, so he's not lethal. He's not lethal, but he's not dead. Not lethal, but not dead, because he still has a million, minuses. But we get to go to our next turn, and now we just kill somebody. Sorry, you said reset the playtest and don't play Sol Ring Signet turn 1. Does God not love you as much as he loves Babadook? Because apparently this is just how they roll. Okay, so we flash this in at some point. On end step, we sack our thing to get a counter. Sack our thing, get a counter. Made 2 black, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're just short. So it's another turn 1 Sol Ring hand that low key doesn't do anything. So now after our 3rd turn of having him, we can Phyrexian Tower, Sol Ring, draw 6. We can put any number of creatures out, which is Roaming Throne and Llanowar Elves. Because I don't think we want to put out Disciple and kill our commander. Oh man, that's underwhelming. So we go to our next turn. I'm not even going to make you discard for hand size. We can make a lot of pests. Okay, Babadook. Here's what I'll give you. I love the Shrek tags. The Shrek tags are very good. This is very, very good gooning. You have in here cards like Alpha Authority, but I refuse to believe. Oh, it has hexproof, sure. I still think this is okay to get on a little soapbox about. I don't think your problem has anything to do with people blocking too much. I think your problem is Griswold is not a threat until we hit a sweeper, which says to me that we need much better card draw and we need to look for any other sweepers that we can get in the deck. So whether that is Pestilence is probably too expensive because it's 5 mana. Cecil, thank you for the 20 streams in a row. What do you think of a commander format where you just give up and add a Sol Ring to the command zone? I think it sucks, personally. There was a thing I tried to do when I was busy at conventions. There was 2 conventions where I tried playing Turbo Commander with people, where I said, we're going to start at half life and we're going to start with 4 lands in play so we can just get straight into the mix. I never finished any of those games, and they all sucked. It's just too, like, you get into an immediate gridlock of everybody is doing too much immediately, and everybody just kicks each other in the shins. Okay, so what do we do for this deck? I think we do Otag, Sweeper, Commander Golgari. So we haven't played Meathook Massacre. Azuri's Predation would be pretty cool. Babadook, yes. I think that's actually better. If I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I think the static effect thing is very like, okay, we kill Griswold on sight and then done. But the blow them up all at once is like, oh yeah, okay, we can let this live. It's not a big problem. Blast Zone is pretty funny if we don't have that already. Because you just play this. Oh no, it enters with a charge counter. Fuck. We needed to have none. We can't Blast Zone for 0. We can't. Because it comes in with 1. Fuck, man. Doomlake Giant could do it. Black Sun Zenith for 1 will do it. Phyresis Outbreak does it. So effectively, Babadook, I am okay with this. I think you need a higher density of stuff that hits the big -1/-1, because I think if we don't do that, the deck grinds to a halt. Like, the game plan should be, okay, tokens, thanks for the tokens. Oh my god, everyone's dead and Shrek is girthing up and down on it. Won't the Lord give us an answer in this time of desolation? I'm 100% on board with that. I'm 100% on board with it. I just think you need more. Ooh, Noxious Ghoul. Look at this guy. He does it. Oh, holy shit. Oh, no. This is basically a static effect. Oh man, Crypt Rat. This is almost a static effect, but for 4 mana, Crypt Rats board wipes everybody. I love Crypt Rats. Popper All-Star. Soul Snuffers can do it. Yeah, Dogboy, we are avoiding static effects. We are looking for things that do it once, so we can let people build up a critical mass of tokens and then turn Griswold into a lethal threat, like as a surprise. Oh shit, Xenos Yegalvis! Xenos Yegalvis, bro. Oh, in the deck already. My bad. Yeah, I think like, low-key, I don't even love the doubling. I don't love the doubling. I don't love the ping only one person. I like poison tip because it hits everybody. Bonk is pretty responsible. I don't think you need as many things doing goons for thee. Like, the problem we keep running into... Oh, we get Xenos. Okay, how does this deck play if we actually have a thing to do? So I play my commander. I begin... Everybody begins getting... Whatever. It's meant to be a plant, but who cares? So I go, oh yeah, man, you know, man, it's kind of rough out here. I'm doing my best, man, but you know what? Like, I'm gonna handle Thomas. I think Thomas is getting a little bit out of sorts with their heuristic study, with their, you know, with their artifact value engines. I'm gonna help you guys get rid of Thomas. Make a token. We have 2 tokens right now. I think the kind of rough part is... I guess we show people Cradle. We stop Little Beaning so hard. We show people Cradle, and we do turn Timber. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, we get a doubler out. That doesn't feel great. But we get a death doubler out specifically. I have 3 tokens now. So 12 tokens are on board total. And now I can go, all right, well, I am going to have to show you a little something. I Xenosia Galvis. I pick somebody else's commander. 1, 2, 3. My own Llanowar Elves dies. That's okay. So 12 creature tokens die. He's a 13/13 right now because he has -2 from Xenosia Galvis. Xenos flips. I pick a guy. Oh, wait, no, he's bigger. Triggers an additional time. Holy fuck, the doubler actually matters. So we go to 24 counters. He's at he's a 22/22. Oh my god, this guy flips. We pick somebody. And then we send lethal at them. That's kind of fun. I like that. I like that play pattern. So maybe we don't need... Because we hit multiple... Well, now this one we don't have. I go Basilisk Collar. I go nothing. I have a goddamn Gaia's Cradle that does not produce fucking mana. I pass. Turn 6, at long last, I play my commander. I hit somebody with Wear Down. Alright, can this one do anything? Tomb. Nothing. Commander, we make token. This doesn't do anything. We Morbid Opportunist. We Field of the Dead. We can like Mithril Coat for tempo, but we don't have mana. We get another guy out. We don't have the mana to Massacre Worm. We could Meathook Massacre for 1. So put 9 counters on, draw a card. Then we play this rude shit. Okay. So I don't actually think we need more sweepers. The choker's in the deck, I think, just because life gain good, in your opinion. Oh yeah, and Death Touch Trample. Yeah. So if they have a big blocker, you can just go, what if I assigned it 1 combat damage and then moved on? Okay. I think what's actually a little fucky is our curve. I think we're hitting a few too many like 5 and 6 drops, and we're not hitting enough. We're not hitting enough of our good 1 and 2 drops when we need them. So I think you might benefit from more things like Grizzly Salvage. Because if we ever don't play our commander by turn 3, we just have to give up. I also think your game changers are very wasted in this deck. I know you picked Gaia's Cradle and Field of the Dead because you're like, oh, I'm a tokens deck. Oh, I'm making a bunch of creatures. Gaia's Cradle is going to be very good for me. We have twice now hit a Gaia's Cradle that does not make mana, and it has delayed our game plan. Like, I think you would just be so much happier with like a generic tutor. Like Vamp Tutor would just be better for you. Funky Fresh Fish Frank, thank you for the Prime sub for the 16th month in a row. Welcome back to the dog home. I think the plan is to drop all the counters at once, Hunter. Oh yeah, Avendo would be very good. I would replace Cradle with this. Because if we ever need the mana, there's a possibility that there will be a turn where Griswold can't kill a man, but can fully station Avendo, and then we're locked in. Okay, so I'm back on. I actually like this. I think you need better card draw. The things I would recommend you cut for better card draw: Farika. Not of This World. I'm kind of 50-50 on this Massacre Girl specifically because you never get lethal. Like, it always makes Griswold really small, and if you don't have a doubler, there's a very big risk that this kills Griswold. I don't love Tend the Pests. I don't think it makes enough for you. I also don't like Windswift Slice. This feels like it only does anything if Griswold is already huge, and if Griswold is already huge, we should be casting like Rishkar's Expertise, Last March of the Ents, like anything else. If you were to hook up with a centaur, which half do you want to be human? Top half. No questions asked. Top half. What the hell? Oh, pseudo protection because it's instant. Okay, sure. Windswift, still not loving. Blood Artist, I do not love. Only cause it's target opponent. Revel's cute. Species is cute. You need all this ramp. I don't think this does the thing you think it does. I don't think you own the tokens. And then I'm really not a lover of the doublers. I think the worst one. Nah, they're all pretty well selected. I hate it, but they're all pretty well selected. So those are things I think you could cut relatively painlessly. Titania's Song is also just all in here for the mental damage and not at all because it's a good card. These are the ones I think you could cut for more deck access. I think if you move through the deck a little more smoothly, this actually works phenomenally well, which I hate. I think it's pretty hot. I think it's pretty hot. This does not have insidious roots. Fuck, man, this is actually kind of cool. Except when we hit all these... how is the Soul Ring always there? And we have no green producing land. We have no green producing land. We sit here and we fucking cope and seethe. There we go. Turn 5, we get to play Griswold. Turn 5. 3 lands! None of them make a color! 4 lands, none of them make a color! I can't. You gotta fix this land base. We gotta do better. The nonsense, bro. The nonsense. Alright, we're going to the manual ad break. I need to check on Z and I's dinner plans, and then we may or may not do a very fast free deck roast because we are getting close to 4, but we're not quite there yet. So I will see you all in a minute. What precon would you recommend a non-TCG player to try? None of the Aetherdrift ones. Look at Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Look at Edge of Eternity. Look at Final Fantasy. Pick whichever one she thinks looks the coolest. That's it. That's it. I'll be right back. All right, we're doing it, but we gotta move fast, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna open up. Maybe, oh, you're so sleepy. All right, we're gonna do it, but it's gotta be fast because we do have to run to dinner after this. Oh, baby girl. Oh, baby girl. Oh, sweet kitten. Who's my little angel? Get in the lap. Get in the lap. Ah, she got down. That is Briar Null Zone. Okay, so we're gonna do it. The way this is gonna work is if you are on Twitch chat. Evoera, thank you for the 200-bit cheer. The 200-bit cheer. The gambit paid off. The bits are for kitten. Lovely. I love monetizing my loved ones. And then the Gym Socks, thank you for the Prime. And Elite App Panda, thank you for the Prime as well. Welcome to the dog home. So the way this is gonna work, we're gonna cut the background music for a moment. If you are in Twitch chat, type !play in now. Type !play when you can see it on the screen. That will put your marble in. If your marble wins, we roast your deck right now. It's going to be a lightning roast, so we are not going to spend very long on it. You're going to get maybe 10 minutes. It'll be a lightning review. Are the cats now officially therapy/emotional support cats? Yes. I met with a psychiatrist, got assessed, got a letter of recognition that they are they are licensed emotional support animals, which is different from being like they're not a disability animal. Totally different thing that requires way more effort. All right, we are now in the 2-minute countdown. So you have 2 minutes from when you hear me say these words to enter the raffle. We have 102 people entered. Yeah, disability animals also require a shit ton more training. Like, I mean, the unfortunate reality is disability animals are highly trained animals to help you live and support your disability. Emotional support animal is just a designation to make it such that landlords can't be dicks to you. That's what it's for. It is a label you can put on an animal to prevent you from getting hit with undue amounts of pet rent. Oh, Cecil, no. Uh, Fitness knowledge. What would be a good set of exercises to work the forearm muscles without moving my shoulder whatsoever? Couple options. Um, Wrist curls. Now, to avoid moving your shoulder, that is going to depend a ton on the setup you do. You have to get set on like a flat surface where you can do this without moving your shoulder. If you do it lazily, it's very easy to move your shoulder. The thing I like to do is I like to kneel over a bench. All right, final countdown 110 entrants. So we'll talk through the forearm thing while the early people die. We're all off. So curls, you can also get, there are devices. Everybody's going down. Everybody's going down. Keyboard and mouse out to an early lead though. Oh, Gearbox System was technically in the lead. Oh, it's Sigil. Wowza. You can also, there are like grip devices where you can train just like closing two little metal rods together. That will also work your forearm a ton. And you can just like sit down, hold your arm, make sure your forearm is totally stable, or shoulder is totally stable. Make it happen. Okay, to the race. Elite App Panda, one of our most recent Prime subbers, is up in the front. Tara, I think most of you died. If I'm being totally real and honest, I think most of you are dead in the ground. Holy shit, he misses the finish line. He was there. He was right there. And then he came down the shaft just a little bit too quickly. All right, the front is a little bit of a mess right now because nobody has good forward momentum, but Wildfire is moving now. So it's Wildfire, then Starry, then Main Skull, then Shoulda. Wildfire's getting close. They're getting close, and now they're going backwards. Absolute failure. Absolute failure. Alec, give me something else. All right, Wildfire's just chilling. They're apparently miles in the lead, totally unbothered by Starry-Eyed. Oh, but Fuchsia Cthulhu looked like they were going to do something and then didn't. And now they're past. Tortoise in the hair type shit. Ryan Gosling PFP is now in the lead. Oh, they sneak past the barrel, and they get sent straight to hell. It's now down to Main Skull. They're on the approach. Let's see if they can do it. I think they might just make it. They've done it. Main Skull is our winner. Main Skull hit me with the deck. We're going to put like 12 minutes on the clock. Did I live? There's no way to know. There's no way to know. It's gone now. It's gone now. Nobody knows where they finished. Life is a mystery. Life is a beautiful mystery. That was a very, very low survivor game. That one had a ton of deaths. All right, Main Skull has for us fucking Choco Dog. Oh my. My girlfriend has one of these. Strionic. Sure. Sure. I thought I had seen the greediest this deck could get when I watched my girlfriend cut a land for fucking Roaming Throne. I was wrong. I was wrong. That's my fault. Holy sh. Side quest raise a chocobo. Birds have vigilance. Oh my god, the Storm Crow. How are you gonna? This is so many 5 mana value enchantments. Brother, do we have as many? We have one more 1-drop than we have 5-drops. 2-drops and 3-drops only dead even. The mana chode. The mana Lego piece. Whoo! 40 lands though. Good on you for that one. Untagged sorceries. Draw a card for each bird in play. Holy hell. Cultivate, Farseek, guys. It's 2 birds in 1 card. You have to run it. You have to. And then Supreme fucking Verdict. I was respecting this deck more and more, and then we just got the fucking board wipe. Fuck you guys. This is so unnecessary. This is so unnecessary. I can forgive everything else. I was like, okay, Murmuration, we love birds. Side quest raise a chocobo, we love birds. Chocobo racetrack, we love birds a little bit too much. Guysol Greens, we are 100% committed to the bit. Symmetrical fucking board wipe dog in Bant? If you don't winnow your shit right now, man. If you don't winnow your shit, if everything does not begin coming in a dust-like manner, Maul that's got a bird? What? That's an elephant. That is an elephant turning into dust. You mean winnowing? No, it's not a bird. The fuck what do you mean it has a bird on it? Am I crazy? Dumbo is bird. All right, you're going to get banned because preschoolers are not allowed in this stream. But hey, best of luck to you. That's... Elephants are birds of the ground. Beautiful. Here's the thing, guys. Everybody's saying, oh, this is just Supreme Verdict. You got to believe in the pun. I would believe in the pun if it was a good card. We can stretch the pun if the pun is good and the card actually serves a purpose in our deck. This is 4 mana. I fuck myself. Absolutely not. All right, that's a bird. Yeah. Yeah, there's a bird on this one. Bird. Bird? Great. Sick. And then just okay, so there's no theme. Never mind. There's no theme. There's no theme. They dead ass put Geisol Greens in here because they thought it was a playable card. They put Chocobo Racetrack in here because they thought it was a good card. Birds land on trees. Bird. Oh my god. Bracket 2? Yeah, you fucking liar. You just gave all 10 people who play CEDH a heart attack. You feel good about yourself? Bracket 2 to Revy, you piece of shit. You piece of shit. Z has this in their bracket 3 Choco deck, and when they play this guy in bracket 3, everybody jumps a little. They go, ooh. Why is he here? Derevi, my heart skipped a beat. Oh, good. We also have Bartz and Boko. I mean, this is bozo shit. Alright, give me a Triome. We don't have a fucking Triome. Let me breed this pool real fast. I Nature's Lore. This actually, like, Loki sucks. I hate to say. As someone who has built a Choco deck and has to play against a Choco deck very regularly, the Loki. We check top 1, great bird. Aven Mind Sensor for some reason. Now I Strionic, so I get 2 Choco triggers for 2. I'll take a Miria Angel. God, everything on our hand is so fucking expensive, man. Probably Extortionist. God, and we're meant to hold up Alright. I swing 3 birds. I don't get to resonate. Flurry of Wings is so cute. I'll let that one ride. I'll let that one ride for sure. I discard this fuck ass Airborne Aid card. I play Castrol. Oh my god, I can't do I can't do any of the cool shit I want to do because the deck is just all fucking 5 drops. I swing 4. Oh, at long last. Oh my god, it's finally here. Alright, Meticulous Archive. What's great? You're staying there, buddy. Solitaire, yeah, this is a Solitaire Wet Dream. Absolutely abominable deck. You have... I I'm just stunned. Like I'm trying to imagine what it must be like to watch you dance the salsa because your understanding of tempo is antagonistic at best, brother. This is hateful. Not to anybody else at the table. This is hateful to yourself. I think I mean, from a play pattern perspective, I think the thing you are sleeping on immensely is the value of cheap birds. Like you can definitely get some expensive birds up in the mix, but a real big problem we have is most games we are playing Choco with like one, oh my god, and we sold out to big landfall. Holy hell. But like we're playing all this ramp, which isn't actually good for Choco. Like you don't really give a shit, because if you ramp to play Choco, it just means that you're not getting a bird trigger. Like the kind of what you want to do in Choco is you want to go like turn 1 play a bird, turn 2 play a bird, turn 3 play a bird, turn 4 play Choco, swing 3 birds. And then you win. It's that easy. It's that easy. But what we're doing is like I'm playing these other landfall cards, I'm playing these ramp cards to get Choco out sooner to do bro. This from the fucking Bible. From the fucking Bible, this greed. Whatever, this is fetchable with rampant growth. Right, like we get Choco. Hey, look at me with my Choco trigger for 1. I think I get 2 Choco triggers because I would play Roaming Throne pre-combat. And then I go like turn 5, 2 for 2. God damn, this bird ain't even... I despise it. I despise it. I despise it. We are... Terrence, move over. You've been dethroned. We have absolutely no respect for the curve the deck wants to do. We do not appear even committed to one gimmick. Because we're like, yeah, I'm on birds. But goddamn, do I also love trees? Goddamn, do I also love board wipes that fuck me up? Goddamn. Goddamn, here's a cat. This shit is fucked. This shit goofy as hell, brother. You gotta get winnowing up in here. You gotta learn that mana symbols have value. You gotta start from scratch. Thank you very much for sharing this with the class. This is what illness looks like, everybody. This is what... Fucking God. Jonathan 5-dropping the flap brigade. I can't fucking handle it. I can't fucking handle it. We're ending it there. We're getting the bald Kai out. We're raiding. Girls Play is live. Hit them with the bald Kai. Thank you all for being here. We will be live again potentially tomorrow, definitely Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and please remember to stay toxic. Remember, we have the free to enter bullet roast happening Saturday. YouTube, that's just it for us, but I will see you again in a day or two.